Hello and welcome into 3304 Sports. We are live from English Field at Atlantic Union Bank Park for an exciting cross-division clash between the Virginia Tech Hokies and the Florida State Seminoles. I'm Aiden Butler, joined alongside Joey Robertson, and exciting matchup on deck today for both the Hokies and the Noles.
That is right, Aiden. We've got star pitching on the mound for the Seminoles and Parker Messick. Last time out versus UVA, held UVA to 8 scoreless innings, only giving up 3 hits, no walks, and 8 innings worth of work. And as for the Hokies, they will be looking to get back into the win column after splitting a 2-game series versus the VCU Rams earlier in the week.
And of course, the Hokies batting has been pretty warm as of late. Still has yet to completely get red hot on fire, but Kevin Madden and TJ Rumfield are tied for hits on the team with 16. And Tanner Schobel, of course, leads the Hokies with 17 RBIs. So we now take you to the starting lineups for today's contest. For the Florida State Seminoles, first in the batting order will be first baseman Tyler Martin. Order number 2 will be number 63 at the catcher, Matthew Nelson. At number 3 in the batter's position will be number 26, the right fielder, Robbie Martin. Number 4 will be 19, the left fielder, Elijah Cabell. Number 5 in the order will be number 23, Reese Albert. 6th, it will be number 45, the designated hitter, Dylan Simmons. 7th up in the order will be number 8, third baseman, Vince Smith. And at 8, it will be number 2, the shortstop, Nander DeCitas. And at number 9 will be number 27, the second baseman, Jackson Green. And the starting pitcher, you've already heard his name, number 15, Parker Messick. And then up for the Hokies, first in the batting order, be number 31, the center fielder, Jack Hurley. Second up, be number 19, right fielder, Gavin Cross. Third is number 7, first baseman, TJ Rumfield. Fourth is number 8, Tanner Schobel. Fifth, it's 26, the third baseman, Kevin Madden. At 6th, it's number 11, designated hitter, Cade Swisher. At 7, number 37, the left fielder, Jonah Siegers. 8th, it's 17, the catcher, Cade Hunter. And finally at 9th in the batting order will be number 4, the shortstop, Fritz Genther. And starting pitcher for the Hokies today will be number 30, Peyton Alford.
Yeah, Alford, last time out for him was last Friday night versus the UNC Tar Heels here in Blacksburg. Had 10 Ks through 5 innings of work. Pretty solid outing for him, one of his best actually. So look for him to try and continue some of his success today as well. And as we look down throughout the crowd, see a pretty good amount of students here. And in fact, student tickets last night for this game sold out in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, good Friday night. Great weather here in Blacksburg. It's in the low 60s. It's been overcast most of the day. Had some sprinkling earlier, but the sun is finally starting to peek through on English Field here. The Florida State Seminoles are adorned in all gray, crimson numbers and sleeves today. And for the Hokies, a fan favorite, the white pinstripe with maroon sleeves, numbers, and nameplates. Should be an exciting one today. Virginia Tech coming into today is 8-3 overall, 4-2 in the ACC. Again, split the series with the Rams over Tuesday and Wednesday. They sit at second in the Coastal Division behind the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, separated by only 1 game in ACC play. The Florida State Seminoles, still a lot of potential, but still not the start you're ideally hoping for if you're second-year head coach Mike Martin. They currently sit at 4-5 overall, 2-4 in ACC play, third place in the Atlantic Division.
Yeah, I mean, the Seminoles come in after a postponed game on Tuesday, which they were supposed to play against University of South Florida. But then last weekend they played the University of Virginia Cavaliers at their place and took 2 out of 3 from UVA last weekend. So Florida State looking to continue the success against ACC opponents throughout the coming weeks.
Looks like the sun finally breaking through for a beautiful day in Blacksburg. First pitch set for 4 o'clock. I'm Aiden Butler, Joey Robertson, and join along with us and 3304 Sports. It's the Hokies and the Seminoles. Welcome back into English Field at Atlantic Union Ballpark. It's the Hokies and the Seminoles with 3304 Sports. Enter Sandman cranking. The sun finally peeks through the clouds today. It's going to be a fun one today between the Hokies and the Noles.
A lot of students here in the stands. They are pumped up and ready to go, ready to root on their Hokies here And Florida State looks ready to continue their success that they've had so far these past couple weekends in the ACC, trying to get something started off of Alford here pretty early. It's going to be a fun one, Aiden.
Oh, definitely. Beautiful day in Blacksburg. Was a little overcast later, a little bit of sprinkles, but the sun has finally broken its way through the clouds. 63 degrees, perfect weather for baseball. And slowly but surely, and the fans have gradually started to come back. That student section is packed today.
That is right. I see some jean shorts over there. I see a Hugh Hefner robe. I see a sombrero. I see a cowboy hat. A little bit of everything over there in that Hokie student section.
Once again, the Florida State Seminoles adorned in all gray, crimson helmets and numbers and nameplates, that cursive Seminoles across the front of the jersey. And Hokies, again, adorned in the fan favorite white pinstripe, maroon numbers, nameplates, and sleeves. We are just about to get underway here in the first inning of play. Up to bat for the Seminoles, it will be number 16, the first baseman, Tyler Martin.
Yeah, Tyler Martin from Tallahassee, a redshirt freshman, went to Chili's High School, was named a 2020 Freshman All-American. And his grandfather is actually the legendary Florida State head coach, Mike Martin, and his father is now the Florida State manager, Mike Martin Jr.
Mike Martin, in his second year as head man of the Seminoles with a 16-10 overall record. And on the mound to start today for the Hokies, it will be number 30, Peyton Alford. Has 15 strikeouts to his name on today, though going into the season. Wind up the pitch. Will be a 1-0 count now, starting off for Tyler Martin. The windup, the pitch. Right across on Weeby, ball 2-0 count now.
Yeah, Alford's sitting at 91-92 right through these first two pitches. Look for him to go off speed on something here. Get Martin swinging on something.
Here comes the windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one, Tyler Martin.
Or he could just be a flamethrower and throw another 92-mile-per-hour fastball for a swing and miss.
You can hear the raucous student section here. The windup, the pitch. High ball right side is going to be corralled for the quick, easy out routine play there for Gavin Cross.
Just an easy fly ball out there for Cross out and right. Was pretty much under it throughout the whole time as he was chasing it down.
At bat now for the Noles will be number 63, Matthew Nelson, the sophomore. Finds himself at bat for the 25th time this season. Does have 9 RBIs to his name and 3 home runs. The windup, the pitch. Strike one. Nelson residing in the left batter box. Bat slunk over his right shoulder. Number 30 in pinstripe white. The windup, the pitch. That one's low and a little outside, so ball 1-1 count now for Nelson.
Yeah, interesting stat on Nelson here. Back at Calvary Christian High School, the late Roy Halladay, former Phillies pitcher, was his assistant coach.
Wind up, the pitch, swing and a miss, strike one.
He was also
strike two, excuse me.
He was also drafted in the 2018 MLB draft in the 39th round by the Phillies.
1-2 count now. The claps begin to erupt. The wind up, the pitch. Be ball two, a 2-2 count now.
Not a bad pitch right there. Trying to get him to swing at something outside. 93. Alford's definitely juiced up here.
Number 30 on the mound for the Hokies. The windup, the pitch. Strike three. He's out.
And what a roar from this crowd. As now you can hear them chanting the steps of Nelson as he walks back to the dugout.
Some nice two early outs for the Hokies here at the top of the first. Nice early start for them. Definitely build some momentum, get the crowd in it early. Up next, at bat for the Seminoles will be number 26, Robbie Martin. Wind up the pitch. That one's low. Strike one. As the other Martin takes up residence in the right batter box. Ball slunk over his left shoulder. The windup, the pitch. Tries to bunt it, but it's going to be a foul.
See, I don't understand that move right there. Yes, Madden's playing off the line at third as the shift is on, as you have, Schobel playing out into shallow right, and Madden's basically playing shortstop. I get the bunt, but, with 2 outs, it's not the smartest move.
They'll actually call that strike 2, so no 2 count now for Robbie Martin. Here comes the windup, the pitch, and that one's very high. Cade Hunter, the catcher, had to stand up to snag that one, so it will be a 1-2 count now for Robbie Martin. Alford. The windup, steps into it, the pitch, strike 3, he's out. And a ceremonious first inning for the Hokies on the defensive end.
What an inning from Peyton Alford. Comes in, gets the first guy to fly out to right field, and strikes out the next 2. Best start you could want from your starter if you're John Sheff.
Very much so. And again, coming into today for Alford, had pitched 15 strikeouts, pitches 2 in the top of that first inning.
I mean, he's just going to add on to it throughout the game, and hopefully this Hokies crowd here can give him some, extra motivation, as he normally is hitting around 90 to 91 on his fastballs. That first inning, he was averaging about 92, 93, so definitely the crowd has amped him up.
As the Florida State outfield and pitcher will take up positions now. We've discussed at length in the pregame discussions, number 15, Parker Messick.
Yeah, Messick comes in here to this game once again after holding UVA last weekend scoreless, which is very hard to do, especially in college baseball. 8 innings of work, holding the 16th ranked Cavaliers to absolutely nothing but just 3 hits. Very, very impressive. And I've heard rumblings that this is probably one of the best pitchers in the ACC.
Parker Messick has started 3 games for the Noles this season, is 1-2, but also boasting 23 strikeouts.
Yeah, Messick was also named a 2020 Freshman All-American and has been one of D1 baseball's top pitchers last season, and he looks to do that again this year.
It's allowed 10 hits as under 30 seconds to go in the mid-inning break now, as the sun came out for a few moments to shine on the top of that first inning, and it has ducked back behind the clouds now. Bit of a breeze going, looking onward. The ACC, NCAA, Virginia American, and Virginia Tech flags billowing in the wind. Nice way to round off the week for Hokie students and alumni alike. And now Jack Hurley up at bat first for the Hokies today. The center fielder batting an average of .250 on the season. Has found himself at bat 36 times. 9 hits and 2 home runs on the season. Will take up residence in the right batter box. Messick with the left hand, the windup, the pitch. A little bit high and to the left. Ball 1-0 count now for Hurley.
Messick normally sits around 92, 93. He hit 92 on that one. Let's see what he does on this pitch.
Here comes the windup, the pitch. And Hurley thought about it but hesitated.
82-mile-per-hour changeup.
Took a bit of a swing out. He's strike 1. 1-1 count now for Hurley. Messick, the windup, the pitch. And Hurley kind of had to dodge that one there, so it will be ball 2-1 count now for number 31 in pinstripe orange and maroon.
And it's a good thing Hurley dodged it, because if that had hit him 93, it does not feel good.
Number 16 in gray, the windup, the pitch. Strike 2.
That's one thing Messick can really do well, is paint the corners on the outside of the plate, just like he did on that outside pitch right there.
Deuces wild now for Jack Hurley. Wind up, the pitch. Foul ball. Bonks into the stadium. ricochets just to the right of that second L in VT Baseball and lands in the Hokie dugout. Still deuces wild now for Jack Hurley.
That'll wake the Riders up.
Here comes the windup, the pitch. It's a low ball. It is in fair play and easily corralled by the catcher there for Florida State, Matthew Nelson. And a routine play to first baseman Tyler Martin, and that'll be the first out of the Hokies for the day.
And now you got one of the better hitters on this Hokies lineup in Gavin Cross stepping up to the plate. Cross, a redshirt freshman from Bristol, Tennessee, actually played against him in high school when he played for Tennessee High. Great young man.
Here comes the windup, the pitch. Strike one, Gavin Cross. He stands in the right batter box now. 15 hits and 8 RBIs to his name on the season. Here comes the windup, the pitch. Little outside, so it'll be ball one. 1-1 count now for Gavin Cross.
And that's one thing that these tech hitters need to do is not swing at the junk that Messick throws them.
Messick, the windup, the pitch. Cross had to dodge that one. Be ball two. Second pitch for Messick, a little too close for comfort for the batter. Messick, his left hand, the windup, the pitch. Gavin Cross, it's long down the center of the field. Chasing it down is a Seminole, and it is gone! Gavin Cross, home run Hokies!
Break out the sledgehammer, ladies and gentlemen, as this just sent this Hokies crowd into a frenzy.
One of the most electrifying celebrations in this young baseball season. Building it in Blacksburg now is Gavin Cross, and he drops the hammer.
That's exactly what you want to do if you're Virginia Tech. Hop on Messick early, and that's exactly what Cross did. Caught the 93-mile-per-hour fastball and drove it deep out to left center field.
Giving chase was the center fielder for the Seminoles, Reese Albert, but to no avail. Cross got all of it.
And you got to be careful with Rumfield here as well.
B.J. Rumfield at bat now for the Hokies. The windup, the pitch. Strike one, Rumfield. So that early home run for Cross gives the Hokies a 1-0 lead at the bottom of the first. Rumfield at bat for the 44th time this season. Here's a hit low down the center of the field. Diving on it. Tail ball takes a bounce to first. It was fielded by the shortstop, DeSatis. Had to dive on that one and then skidded it to first base for Martin. Ball could not get there in time, and Hokies have a man on first in Rumfield.
Yeah, that was a very tough play for DeSatis over there at shortstop. Had trouble corralling it, and then he was throwing it off his back foot, which is an off-balance throw. Normally not the best recipe for a good throw, and you saw it right there. He spiked it.
And another guy that can really hit the old horsehide now, Tanner Schobel at bat. Standing in the left batter box. The windup, the pitch. Strike one. Tanner Schobel does lead the Hokies in 17 RBIs this season.
Hit the old horsehide. I've never heard of that phrase before.
It's an older expression, but it checks out. The windup, the pitch. High outside to the right. Be a 1-1 count now for Schobel. Messick. Wind up the pitch. Schobel. They will call it. Nope, it'll be foul ball. Took one bounce, then outside of the left baseline. They'll call that a strike, so it'll be 1-2 count for Schobel. Messick. Staring down Rumfield. Wind up the pitch. Be ball two, so deuces wild now for Schobel. And Messick keeping an eye on Rumfield. Rumfield still has yet to steal a base this season. Messick, the windup, the pitch. Schobel, it's another high one down the center, and dropping it. Albert lost sight of it. Rumfield rounding second. He's rounding third, and he's going to dash back, dives back on third, thought about heading home. But Florida State eventually does get it in. And Hokies have Rumfield on third and Schobel in scoring territory as well at second. Crucial error there by Albert, the center fielder.
Yeah, that wasn't necessarily an error. He just didn't play it off the wall correctly. That ball hit the wall on the fly. And very tough for Albert to get back there and, kind of judge where it's going, especially if you think it's going to go over the wall. And now here comes the Florida State pitching coach out to talk to Messick. But if you're the Hokies, what a better start to this game for your offense. You have Messick, who is probably one of the best pitchers in the ACC starting, just coming off of a shutdown outing, and now you jump on him with a Gavin Cross solo shot, and now you've got two runners, a runner on a runner on third, and then a runner on second with only one out, no double play in order, and you got the heart of your lineup coming up.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, partner, it doesn't get any easier for Messick, as Madden is next at bat for the Hokies, is tied for the leader on the team in hits with 16, but still has yet to not his first home run of the season.
That is right, but he did come through in the clutch Tuesday night versus the VCU Rams, as in the bottom of the ninth he came through with a walk-off single to put the Hokies over top of the Rams 10-9.
As the student section chanting the walk back to the dugout for the pitching coach of the Noles, as Kevin Madden will step up to home plate now. That neon green bat he's come to fancy this season.
Hokies are looking to add more damage here in the first inning.
And the Florida State baseman closing in on this one. They're expecting a bunt. The windup, the pitch. Ball struck the ground right in front of the catcher. Be strike one on Madden.
As a third baseman, you do have to play the bunt in this situation, but if I'm the Hokies, I'm not bunting in this situation. Kevin Madden's got too good of a bat to bunt him here.
Wind up the pitch. Madden sort of lost his balance there. Will be ball one, so 1-1 count now for Madden. Mind you, Hokies with two men in scoring position, Rumfield on third and Schobel on second. Madden stands ready. Messick. Lefty wearing 16. The windup, the pitch. Foul ball. Hits the net just above the Hokie dugout. They'll call that a strike, so a 1-2 count now for Madden. Hokies still only working with one out here, but Kevin Madden, one of your better hitters, wouldn't hurt to get him going. Messick, the windup, the pitch, swing and a miss. And Madden will head to the Hokies dugout.
Yeah, that's one that Madden should have left up there. He swung at a very high pitch, probably at his eyes, and that's what Messick will do to you. 93 up top will mess with your eye level as a batter and will make you think that it's a good pitch, but then you just swing right on through, and that's why Messick is so good.
Not all lost for the Hokies here as the designated hitter. Step up to bat now, Cade Swisher, number 11. Take up residence in the right batter box. First pitch on the way, ball one. Cade Swisher. Excuse me, left batter box, okay. My mistake. Misspoke there. Swisher does have 2 hits on the season. Wind up, pitch. Right across home plate, so strike one on Swisher. Make it a 1-1 count now.
If you're Florida State, you're looking to try and get out of this bottom of the first with no more runs given up. I mean, Hokies are still threatening.
The wind up, the pitch. Took a jittery step there, be ball 2, so 2-1 count now for Swisher. And Hokies working with 2 outs here. You don't want to. Of course, Gavin Cross got the home run earlier to make it 1-0, but you got 2 men in scoring position. Don't want to waste this early opportunity. The wind up, the pitch, Swisher. It's a ground ball, takes a hop into the hands of the first baseman. He dropped it. Rumfield rounds home, and Schobel will stay on third. Tyler Martin, the first baseman, had an easy out, but just dropped it, ricocheted in and out of his glove, and it's now a 2-0 Hokie advantage at the bottom of the first.
Yeah, as an infielder right there, it's a very tough to field that ball. It was a short hop is what they call it. Especially on turf, it makes it even trickier as the ball can bounce each and every way. And you just kind of have to stick your glove out and push your glove through it and hope hope and pray that you have it secured in your glove. And Martin just couldn't corral it right there, and that will bring home another run for the Hokies. Crucial mistake for the Seminoles here.
At bat now for the Hokies, number 37, Jonah Siegers, and this man is a walk machine. Owns 10 walks to first base on the season. Of course, going against one of the better pitchers in the ACC in Messick. Schobel on third for the Hokies. Swisher on first. Siegers' ball swung over his right shoulder. Wind up the pitch. Strike one. Making an 0-1 count now for Siegers.
You know, that's what Siegers does, is he just grinds out at-bats, gets you to the 9th, 10th pitch in the at-bat, and then will finally break you down to give up a walk. And let's see what Messick has for him.
Wind up the pitch. Trying to steal home is Swisher. Misses the pitcher. It is eventually fielded by the shortstop, DeSatis. But Swisher steals second base.
Yeah, that one's all on the catcher right there, Matthew Nelson. That ball just came out of his hand funny. It spiked right in front of the pitcher's mound. And all Hokies are going to be safe on the bases.
So Swisher now in scoring position for the Hokies. Schobel still on third. Siegers working with a 1-1 count. Wind up the pitch. Missed the catcher. It'll be strike two on Siegers.
And that's 2 early errors there on Florida State. Not how they wanted to start off this series with the Hokies.
Messick now. 1-2 count for Siegers. Glances back at Swisher. The wind up, the pitch. Strike three, he's out, and the Hokies got out to an early 2-0 lead, but still leave 2 men on base at the end of it. So after the first inning, the Hokies, big home run by Gavin Cross, and Rumfield finds his way home off an RBI. It's 2-0 Hokies after 1 full inning here at English Field at Atlantic Union Park. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll bring you more of ACC Baseball with 3304 Sports. Hello and welcome back to 3304 Sports at English Field at Atlantic Union Park. The Hokies off to a hot start, a 2-run lead over the Noles, 2-0. As up to bat now for the Noles will be number 19, Elijah Cabell. Alford, the windup, the pitch. Strike one.
And if you're Peyton Alford here, you want to be extremely careful with your pitch placement, as Cabell hit a 489-foot home run in the Pitt series earlier this season.
The windup, the pitch, and that one's high and right over the stadium. Someone's gonna have a fortuitous souvenir.
And the thing with Cabell is he has what's called light tower power.
0-2 count now. The windup, the pitch, strike three. He's out.
That was a filthy curveball out in the other batter's box and just got Cabell to swing right through it. That's uncharacteristic of him. Normally he hunts good pitches.
And already the third strikeout of the day for Alford. Up to bat now for the Noles being number 23, Reese Albert. Wind up, the pitch, strike one.
Albert had a tough day, or tough half inning in the first inning out there in center field, chasing down two balls, hit one over the wall, and
wind up the pitch. Strike two.
Another one stayed in the park and had to throw it in, and sometimes that can be tough on an outfielder.
0-2 count now for Albert. Alford, the windup, the pitch. Strike three, he's out. What a start for Alford.
Peyton Alford is carving up this Florida State lineup right now. He has them swinging at anything and everything, and it is insane to watch these Florida State hitters swing for the fences and just completely miss.
At bat now for the Noles be number 45, Dylan Simmons, the freshman. Does have 6 hits on the season and 7 RBIs. First pitch on the way, and it'll be a ball.
An interesting thing about Simmons, he was actually diagnosed with lymphoma in May of 2019, undergoing chemotherapy and radiation treatments throughout the summer and the fall.
Wind up the pitch, strike one.
At the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, and then once he was done with those treatments, started college ball.
Be a 1-1 count now. The windup, the pitch, strike two.
And after those treatments, came to Florida State and hit .378 as a freshman.
Of course, all freshmen last year. Anyone actually given extra eligibility. The windup, the pitch. Strike three! And Peyton Alford can do no wrong.
Alford striking out the side once again. You couldn't ask for a better start from Alford here. I mean, he went 1-2-3, 1-2-3 on this daunting lineup of Florida State hitters.
And just like that, the Hokies will find themselves at bat once again. And again, we just touched on it. You can't ask for a better start if you're the Hokies. You've heard about how dangerous Florida State is on the mound and at bat. Chance to expand on their 2-0 lead here.
Yeah, and Florida State comes from a very winning program. Mike Martin, the father of Mike Martin Jr., who is now the head coach, built a winning program there. They used to be one of the feared teams among college baseball. If you got to Omaha and you had to face Florida State, I mean, you were in trouble. And, you know, sometimes these teams build reputations as far as, you know, being a buzzsaw. And I think this year Virginia Tech could be that buzzsaw in the ACC that, you know, no one saw coming. And actually, in the pregame interview, Mike Martin Jr. said that he thinks the Hokies are actually the best team in the ACC as of right now.
That's very flattering to hear for the Hokies from Mike Martin in such a tenure at FSU. The Hokies definitely gotten the shorter end of the stick in the series against the Noles. Florida State currently leads the all-time series against the Hokies, 46-15. The last time these two teams met was 2019. Didn't even get to play last season due to the COVID shutdown. Florida State won that series 2-1. First game was a 9-8 victory that went into an extra inning. Second game, the Hokies took on March 9th, 6-0. But Florida State returned the favor later in the day, winning 5-2.
And on that day, that was, I believe, the 900th win for Mike Martin Sr., the head coach of the Noles.
I actually believe it was over two. I believe it was his 2000th win.
That's right.
So at bat now for the Hokies is the catcher, Cade Hunter. Messick. Wind up. The pitch. Be ball one for Hunter.
Cade Hunter, earlier this week, nominated for the Buster Posey Award watch list.
Wind up. The pitch. Now, and didn't even make it into the glove of Nelson.
And that award will go to the best catcher in the nation. So, props to Cade Hunter for being nominated.
2-0 count now for Hunter. The windup, the pitch. Be strike one on Hunter. Hunter, this is his 28th trip at bat this season. Does have 7 hits and 3 home runs. The windup, the pitch. Way high. Nelson had to stand up to grab that one. Be a 3-1 count now for Hunter. Messick. The windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on Hunter, so 3-2 count now. Florida State baseman playing back a little bit. Messick, the windup, the pitch. Strike 3, he's out. And a much more desired start to the inning for Messick.
Yeah, I bet if you had walked up to Coach Sheff yesterday and asked, would you take Fritz Genther hitting in the bottom of the second, almost getting through the lineup already in the second inning versus Messick, and he probably would have said, you're dreaming.
Chris Genther, the shortstop at bat now. The windup, the pitch, swing and a miss for Genther. Again, the reason this early 2-0 lead for the Hokies is so crucial is 6 of their 8 wins have been off of comebacks. The Hokies have been one of the slower starting teams this season.
Yeah, usually it takes around the 4th or 5th inning for their bats to get going.
The windup, the pitch, Genther, swing and a miss. 0-2 count now for Genther.
Genther was looking to make this game 3-0 on that swing. He was looking to put one deep out there into left field.
Messick, the windup, the pitch. Strike 3, he's out. Much better start here at the bottom of the second for Messick than that first one. So will be Jack Hurley at bat once again. Did strike out to start the action today. But still very dangerous for the Hokies. Does have 9 hits, 2 home runs on the season. Wind up, the pitch. Foul ball, ricochets off the net. Nearly reeled in by number 27 for the Hokies, the pitcher Noah Johnson, who saw some action over VCU on Tuesday night. Messick. Wind up, the pitch. Inside, strike 1.
Yeah, it's actually funny you mentioned Noah Johnson. He gave out bracelets to all of his teammates today after one of his friend's moms was diagnosed with stage 4 lung and liver cancer.
Wind up. Be ball 1, so 1-2 count now for Hurley. They counted that last foul as a strike.
And on the bracelets it said, "Live the dash." You know, life's too short to cut corners.
Messick, the windup, the pitch. Well high. Nelson managed to reel that one in. It'll be a full count now for Hurley. No, excuse me. It'll be a deuces wild for Hurley. 2-2 count. The windup, the pitch. Be another foul ball.
Normally when a batter starts fouling off 2 or 3 consecutive pitches like that, normally that means they're close to getting something as far as timing. So
and talking about Noah Johnson turning on the jets to get to the outfield to retrieve that ball.
He was booking down the left field line.
2-2 count for Hurley. Messick. Wind up. The pitch. Another high ball. So now it will be a full count for Jack Hurley.
One thing I've noticed about Messick is his put-away pitch seems to be that high and outside fastball, trying to get the Hokies to swing at it.
Messick's definitely settled down. A much better start to this second inning here. Messick. The windup. The pitch. Hurley low. And Jack Hurley will take a leisurely open-air Blacksburg stroll to first. Be his 4th walk to first this season. And Gavin Cross at bat now for the Hokies, looking to repeat his previous actions at bat for the Hokies. Had a long home run, nearly perfect down the center of the field to get the scoring started today. Hurley thought about it. Messick will send it to Tyler Martin. Little Hot Potato sends it right back to him. Hurley yet to steal any bases this season. Messick, the windup, the pitch. Inside and to the right. They'll call it strike 1 on Cross.
Wouldn't be surprised if you see Jack Hurley steal from first here, as last time the Florida State catcher.
Wind up, the pitch. He's strike 2 on Cross. As you were saying that, the Florida State baseman and the shortstop are playing back a little bit. So
there's that, and I mean, the Florida catcher for Florida State, Matthew Nelson, last time he tried to throw down to second, spiked it into the dirt right before you get to the pitcher's mound. So haven't really seen the arm on him yet.
0-2 count for Gavin Cross. The windup, the pitch. Hurley trying to steal second, dives on it, and the call, safe is Jack Hurley.
What a slide by Jack Hurley. He pulled a swim move on Nander DeSandas right there at shortstop as he was sliding, put one of his arms back like he was backstroking, and was able to slide in under the tag. beautiful play there by Jack Hurley.
First stolen base of the season for Hurley, so in scoring position, but still a 1-2 count for Cross and 2 outs for the Hokies. Messick. Looking on now, glances back at Hurley at second. The windup, the pitch. The ball 2 for Cross, so it deuces wild now.
Once again, Messick trying to go back to that high heater, trying to get Cross to swing through it, and Cross was not fooled on that one. He was almost fooled as he checked his swing, but not fooled.
Hurley in scoring position for the Hokies at second. The windup, the pitch. Takes a bounce right short of the shortstop, but reeling it in is DeSatis, who sends it to Tyler Martin, and that will end the second inning. So Messick, much maligned to begin that first, got his legs a little bit, and near perfect inning there for Messick, as that will take us to the end of the second inning. It's a 2-0 Hokies lead. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll bring you more coverage of the Noles and the Hokies on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field at Aglandian Union Park as we get set for the top of the third inning now. The Hokies currently lead the Florida State Seminoles 2-0 after an explosive start at the bottom of the first. Up to bat now for the Noles, it will be number 8, Vince Smith. Wind up the pitch. Well outside and to the right, so ball 1. And Peyton Alford has been stellar these first 2 innings here. Alford, the windup, the pitch. First one was outside. That one a little too inside. Smith had to take a bit of a step back there. So 2-0 count now. Alford, the windup, the pitch. Right across home plate. Right on trajectory was that one. Strike 1.
Looks like Alford's dropped about 2 miles per hour in fastball speed here, as he was hitting 93, 92 to start the first and second inning. Now he's only hitting 91.
Alford, the windup, the pitch. And they're going to call that ball 3. Crowd doesn't like it.
That was a nasty two-seam fastball for 89 right there, tailing outside of the zone, looking to get Smith to swing at something.
3-1 count now. The windup, the pitch. Strike 2. Smith, at bat for the 27th time this season, has 3 hits to his name and 4 RBIs. Has struck out 9 times as well, but also big set here, 7 walks to first. Loaded count now. The windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He's out.
Alford said, get him up and sit him down. Once again, another strikeout for him.
And for Alford, that is his 6th strikeout of the day. At bat now for the Noles, being number 2, Nander DeSatis, the sophomore. Wind up, the pitch. Right across home plate, strike 1.
And you know, one thing coming into this series, and we saw it earlier in the series versus VCU, is the pitchers for Tech have had trouble finding the strike zone.
The wind up, the pitch. Right across home plate again, strike 2.
And I mean, right on cue, Peyton Alford. I mean, he's thrown 31 pitches already. 22 of them have been strikes.
The windup, the pitch. This one is a high ball chasing back the Hokies. Going after it is Hurley. He's out. Routine pop fly for Jack Hurley. As DeSatis will head right back to the Seminole dugout.
2 batters and 2 quick outs here for Alford in this inning. Once again, just carving up this Florida State lineup.
At bat now for the Noles, it will be second baseman Jackson Green, the junior. Here's the windup, the pitch. Strike 1. Alford. The windup, the pitch. Call out ball 1.
Yeah, Green, the native of Lake Oak, Florida, went to Swanee High School, actually transferred to Florida State from Wallace Community College, where he hit .344.
Here's the windup, the pitch. Strike 2.
Alford has that inside curveball working right now. And now looks like the first base coach for Florida State has some words for the home plate umpire, Perry Costello.
1-2 count now for Green.
And Costello's just kind of standing right out there. Looks like he's kind of writing something down, and now here comes the third base coach for Florida State to talk with his hitter. I believe maybe an issue was issued to the first base coach for Florida State. And the Virginia Tech students here are
giving them an earful.
Yeah, once again jeering.
So 1-2 count now for Green. Alford. Here comes the windup. The pitch. Strike 3. He's out. And Alford is putting on a clinic early here. Could not pitch a better start to a ball game than Alford has done thus far.
That is right. Peyton Alford once again, that's another strikeout on his day. And normally he's the type of pitcher that just tries to get contact, let his infield and outfield do the work for him. But now today he's just said, nope, it's all me today, guys. I've got you. As long as y'all have my back, then I'll have yours. And he's just throwing strikes all day and every day today.
That is Alford's 7th strikeout of the season, totaling up with had 15 coming into today, so that adds up to a total of 22 on the season.
Yeah, in his first 2 outings this year, he went 5 Ks, and then versus North Carolina last Friday night, he had 10 Ks. So now he's already at 7 today. I mean, he's just keeps improving the number every outing out. He's just getting better and better.
Some students finally started to congregate on that mound just to the left of the video board. Already had 1 home run ball today off the bat of Gavin Cross. That one was a little more left, just to the right of the barrier. Currently, as it stands, Hokies lead at 2-0. We are coming up at, currently a 4:45 now here at English Field, as more people have also began to congregate to the left of us behind the fence. So like we touched on earlier, right before first pitch, student tickets sold out in less than 3 minutes. There's nothing better than this. Getting through the week, Friday afternoon, beautiful weather in Blacksburg, and a ball game doesn't get any better than that. Wind seems to have died down also, as the sun slowly dips behind the Blacksburg Hills and the clouds present as the stadium lights providing most of the visibility now, as back up to bat for the Hokies will be TJ Rumfield, the first baseman.
Once again, Messick's got to be careful here. TJ Rumfield, 3 home runs on the season. Pretty much has been the power hitter for the Hokies. Hit 2 home runs versus Radford a couple weeks ago. I think the Hokies really want to break out that hammer once again.
No doubt about it. Here comes the windup from Messick. The pitch. Now in a little low and inside, but they will call it strike 1. 0-1 count now for the first baseman. Messick, the windup. The pitch. Be strike 2.
And that's one that Rumfield thought about, kind of hesitated right there. Probably should have taken at least a hack at it.
Messick definitely settling in here. 0-2 count for Rumfield. Here's the windup. The pitch. Swing and a miss. An easy, quick out for Messick.
And there's Messick once again on that outside high fastball, getting another Hokie batter to swing right through it. That's been his put-away pitch here today.
So Tanner Schobel back at bat for the Hokies. Messick, wind up, the pitch. That one's low, missed Nelson entirely. Be a 1-0 count for Schobel.
And now you can hear the Hokies faithful giving Messick an earful.
Second pitch on the way. Will be ball 2, so 2-0 count now for Schobel. Messick, the windup, the pitch. Schobel stepped into that one a little bit, so we strike 1.
Now, if you're the Hokies batters, you can't get complacent here. You want to keep the pedal to the metal, and they're just kind of taking all these strikes across the plate from Messick.
Wind up the pitch. That one's high.
You do want to take that pitch, though, as that was way outside.
Make that a 3-1 count now for Schobel.
But you still want to keep the aggression up and try and add to your lead here.
Wind up the pitch. And Schobel, for the first time today, will take a walk to first, his 6th of the season. So next at bat for the Hokies will be Kevin Madden. Kevin Madden still looking for that first home run of the season. Did strike out in the first inning.
Madden still is hitting .340 on the season, though, so his bat has still had a presence felt in the Hokies lineup, just hasn't gotten the lift under one yet.
Once again, one of the leaders with 16 hits. That neon green bat slumped over his right shoulder. The wind up the pitch. This one, a ground ball taken on the leap by the first baseman, Tyler Martin. So quick out is Madden, but Schobel turns on the Jets to get to second. So 2 quick outs for the Knolls, but Hokies do have a man in scoring position now in Tanner Schobel.
Yeah, I mean, not the worst thing you could do right there at the plate, but also not the best. I mean, you did move Tanner Schobel to second base. He's now in scoring position. If Cade Hunter gets a single in the outfield, Schobel's most likely scoring. So I don't know if you would consider that a quality at bat or not.
Cade Swisher at bat now for the Hokies. Messick, the wind up, the pitch, strike 1.
Messick has been living on the outside part of that plate.
Swisher does have 2 hits on the season, no home runs. 5 RBIs, though. We're going to get another one here in Schobel. The wind-up, the pitch. Hesitate a little bit, did Swisher. It will be a ball, so make it a 1-1 count now. Messick glances back at Schobel. The wind-up, the pitch. Strike 2 on Swisher.
Once again, on that outside part of the plate on these left-handed hitters, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Messick go back to that high outside fastball, try to get Swisher to swing through something to end the inning.
1-2 count now and 2 outs. Messick can put it away here. The wind-up, the pitch. That one's low and outside, so make it a deuces wild now for Swisher.
Interesting decision there, spiking a curveball low and outside in the dirt. I mean, the put-away pitch has been working for him pretty much on most of his strikeouts, so interesting why he would go back to that pitch.
Messick trying to close out the 3rd inning. The wind-up, the pitch. That one took another bounce, so make it a 3-2 count now for Swisher.
Swisher, once again, not fooled on that curveball in the dirt.
Does have 6 walks to first this season, does Swisher. 3-2 count, 2 outs. Messick trying to put this 3rd inning away. Number 16 in gray looking on. Man from Chesterfield, Virginia, Swisher stands ready. Messick, the wind-up, the pitch. This one's a high pop fly to the left side, chasing after it, and it will be a foul ball. Just past the net. So it will remain a 3-2 count for Swisher, and Schobel will retreat back to second.
Still good hustle by the Florida State third baseman, Vince Smith, over there, trying to get to that foul ball, maybe make a play.
Schobel still trying to get the lead off at second. Messick looks to his dugout, then back to second. The wind-up, the pitch. Be another foul ball for Swisher. Didn't even bounce on the inside, just right outside the right baseline. Skittered across that Atlantic Union Bank logo.
You know, once again, once you start fouling off more and more pitches, you start wearing the pitcher down as far as what he throws, and he kind of loses his accuracy. I mean, we're at a full count now, and he's already fouled 2 more off, so. Wind
up, the pitch, Swisher. Make that a 3rd straight foul ball. Right in the back of the net, just in front of the student section.
And that's what you want to do as a hitter. You want to wear down the pitcher, run up their pitch count, run up how much they're frustrated when you're hitting, and hopefully, he'll lose some accuracy or lose some speed, and you capitalize on that as a hitter.
Messick, the windup, the pitch, swisher, ground ball to the right side. It's fielded easily by fielded by Green, the second baseman. Easy pitch to first base for Tyler Martin, and that will end the third inning. Hokies success early, but Parker Messick has settled into this one. At the end of 3, it's the Hokies 2, the Florida State Seminoles nothing. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we will have more coverage of ACC baseball here on 3304 Sports. And welcome back to 3304 Sports between the Hokies and the Noles. The windup, the pitch from Alford, that one's high. Be a 1-0 count. Back to the top of the batter rotation for the Noles. So number 16, first baseman Tyler Martin added again. At bat for the second time today. Alford, the windup, the pitch. This one's high and to the right. Will it stay fair? And we'll go into foul territory.
Almost hit a Toyota Highlander passing by right there on that roundabout road here at Virginia Tech. And, look out right there.
So 1-1 count now. Alford, wind up, the pitch. Grazed the bat of Martin and call that strike 2.
Although that foul ball did tell me one thing, is that Tyler Martin is looking to put a run up here for the Seminoles on his own, as he is hearing it from the VT faithful.
As Martin will ask for more time.
Just 2 very violent swings.
Alford, the windup, the pitch. That one struck the ground, struck home plate almost exactly right in front of Cade Hunter. Be a 2-2 count now. Alford, the windup, the pitch. It's a high ball. Jack Hurley trying to get under it. Diving is Jack Hurley, sliding down, reels it in with his left paw, and a quick out for the Hokies.
Great play right there out in center by Hurley. He came in, and normally when that ball is hit like that, right at the VT logo, and the outfielders are playing no doubles, it's very hard to get in there and catch that. And Hurley, full speed, came in flying out of nowhere and just slid and made the catch.
And great communication as Schobel and Siegers were going after it too.
Normally that's what you call the triangle of death.
Wind up, the pitch, and it's a bunt. Trying to pick it up, Madden whiffs on it, and so on first base now for the Noles will be Matthew Nelson. Utilized the bunt well. Both Madden and Alford were running up to get it, and Madden just whiffed on it. Not sure would have made much of a difference.
That's the Noles' first hit of the afternoon right there, coming out off a bunt. Hey, whatever works, whatever gets your offense going, power to you.
At bat now for the Noles be number 26, Robbie Martin once again. Struck out in the first inning for the Noles.
The Hokies are playing an interesting shift. Kevin Madden is the lone fielder on the left side of the infield.
Have to imagine Robbie Martin's looking that way. Here comes the windup, the pitch. This one, another very high ball. Jack Hurley coming after this one again, and this time, not Hurley, but Tanner Schobel puts an end to it. No, excuse me, not Schobel. That was the shortstop, number 4, Fritz Genther. And another quick out for the Hokies.
Yeah, Genther was in kind of the perfect spot right for there. With the shift, he was standing directly behind the second base bag, and all he had to do was just retreat on it, finally get a read on that ball, and now stepping up as a big-time power hitter for the Noles.
Elijah Cabell at bat again. Maybe looking to tie things up here at English Field. Here comes the windup, the pitch. Gets a big hold of this one. High to the right side, and Rumfield right under it. Excuse me, not Rumfield, that was the right baseman. That was Gavin Cross, had the home run earlier, and this time ends the top of the 4th inning. So the first time of the day, top of the fourth inning, that Florida State has actually gotten any hits, but the Hokies outfielders have been Johnny on the spot with these catches. Currently as it stands, as we break away to go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Once again, Peyton Alford pitching very well for the Hokies, so Parker Messick will be on the mound again for the Noles as some sun finally starts to peek through again.
And the Seminoles are down right behind first base, all circled up. The bench players and some of the bullpen guys, they're all in a circle and they're just stretching. Normally you don't see that. Normally you just see like the casual jog out to the right or left field foul pole, depending on what dugout the teams are in. But I've never seen them just kind of walk out onto the field, form a circle, and just start doing calisthenics. Interesting.
And potentially a new catcher now for the Noles. Or no, just warming up, be number 28, Colton Vincent. And yeah, now here comes the catcher, number 63, Matthew Nelson. Coming up on 35 seconds left in the half-inning break. Again, the Hokies' early success, the Gavin Cross home run, and then Rumfield off an RBI made it 2-0. But much better pitching after that by Parker Messick.
And once again, the Hokies capitalizing on Florida State's errors. Rumfield scored on the botched ball at first base by Tyler Martin. Just couldn't get it off a short hop, and Rumfield took advantage. Hokies looking to add to their lead here in the bottom of the fourth.
And Jonah Siegers at bat again, the Walkman of the Hokies. Did strike out at his first trip to bat today. Here comes the windup, the pitch. Faked like he was going to bunt, then pulled it back right at the end, and it will be strike one.
Interesting decision there. I mean, Siegers does have speed, but, I mean, the corner infielders were playing back a little bit.
Wind up, the pitch. This one takes a hop and we'll call it strike two on Siegers. So an 0-2 count now early for number 37 in pinstripe maroon and white. Siegers, of course, a sophomore, 5'11", out of Gainesville, Virginia. Here comes the windup, the pitch. This one, another foul ball, ricochets off the turf and then right over it hits one of the hits a fence post right along the Hokie dugout.
Yeah, the Hokies that are, kind of clamoring right there at the fence of their dugout better, heads up.
Here comes the windup, the pitch. Now in a very low and inside, so ball one.
And just looking out at this crowd, most of them are students, but I guarantee you if, COVID didn't exist, it probably would have been a sold-out crowd today.
The wind up, the pitch. This one high to the right side, and Smith can't reel it in, and Siegers will dash his way to first. He's dashing his way to second. The outfielder Cabell couldn't field it and slides down gracefully at second base.
Once again, Florida State having trouble fielding here, and Siegers just takes advantage of it, takes a free 90 feet, and advances to second after Cabell couldn't gather that ball out there and left. And now Hokies looking to add to their lead here.
Cade Hunter, the catcher, at bat once again from Mount Laurel, New Jersey. At bat for the second time today, struck out on his first trip.
Yeah, he was one of the Hokies that was fooled by the high and outside fastball of Messick's. I don't know if Messick will be able to put him away on that again.
Hokies with a man in scoring position in Siegers on second. Here comes the windup, the pitch. Hunter, this one high to the outside in second. The shortstop can't get it. DeSatis whiffed on it, and Siegers will take a break at third base, and Hunter on first base for the Hokies.
2 base hits in a row for the Hokies that are just placed just above the outstretched gloves of these Florida State infielders that are getting to the outfield now. And now Genther steps up in a big spot here. What you don't want to do if you're Genther is roll over into a double play.
Some discussion between Nelson and the dugout. Signaling to Messick now as Genther warms up, the shortstop.
Yeah, he was trying to figure out which first and third play that they wanted from the dugout.
Had a big catch to end top of the fourth inning. Genther, bat slung over his right shoulder. Messick glancing at first for Hunter, trying to get a lead off, dives back on it. Cade Hunter has yet to steal his first base of the season, maybe trying to do what Jack Hurley did earlier. Messick looking back at Hunter again. Said he's going to pitch at Genther. This one to the right side, chasing back Albert, and he reels it in with one hand. What a snag by Albert. But Siegers will find his way home for the Hokies.
Yeah, and if you're Fritz Genther, you can't be mad at yourself for that. You did a job, you scored the run, and you hit a ball pretty far. I mean, that was maybe 1 to 2 steps away from the fence, and as a former outfielder, I can tell you, out in center field there, Reese Albert had some trouble finding that ball. He was going back on it, back on it, back on it, still tracking it, and you got to figure out where that wall is pretty quick, otherwise it's going to hurt.
So Messick, after finding his groove at the end of the bottom of the first and shutting out the Hokies through the second and third, Hokies on the board once again, now lead 3-0. Jack Hurley at bat once again, looking back at first towards Tyler Martin. Cade Hunter, still trying to steal second. Of course, Jack Hurley did so earlier today.
Looks like there's activity in the Florida State bullpen.
Here's the windup, the pitch. Hurley, this one very high, still staying in. Trying to get under it are the Knowles, and DeSatis reels it in. With trepidation, the Knowles have had a little bit of problems today, but DeSatis rectifies that issue there, and so 2 outs now for the Hokies to work with.
And that could have been very costly for Florida State right there. If they don't communicate between each other, I mean, number one, the ball would drop, and number two, they could run right into each other. I mean, DeSatis was flying from shortstop over there behind third base, and that would have hurt if you're Vince Smith.
Cade Hunter still on first for the Hokies. Gavin Cross up to bat now. Of course, had a home run that opened the scoring today. The wind up, the pitch. That one takes a hop, skip, and a jump into the glove of Nelson. Cade thought about running for it, but will wisely stay on first. Messick. Glancing back at Cade Hunter. Here comes the windup, the pitch. Gavin Cross hits the dirt right in front of him. Easy snag by Martin, who will just take 2 steps onto first base, and that will end the bottom of the fourth. Hokies did notch a run thanks to Siegers finding his way home, but still work to be done. At the end of 4, the Hokies lead the Knowles 3-0. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we will bring you the 5th inning between the Hokies and the Knowles. Welcome back into 3304 Sports at English Field at Atlantic Union Park. I am Aiden Butler. He's Joey Robertson. And we currently sit at the top of the 5th inning, the Hokies with a 3-0 lead over the Florida State Seminoles. And residing on the mound for the Hokies has been Peyton Alford, who's been spectacular thus far. The windup, the pitch, swing and a miss. At bat once again for the Knowles is number 23, Reese Albert.
Yeah, this has been a start that Peyton Alford's ERA has gone down tremendously.
Here's the windup, the pitch, swing and a miss again, strike 2.
Coming into today's start, he was his ERA was 6.4, and now it's sitting at 4.3.
Swing and a miss again for Reese Albert, and an instant strikeout for Alford.
That's his 8th strikeout of the day. He's only at 47 pitches. 35 of them have been strikes. That is one. The throwing strikes has been the Achilles heel of Virginia Tech pitching throughout the coming months, or throughout the past couple of weeks. And, I mean, Alford seems like he has found his stuff today.
Dylan Simmons at bat again, his 2nd trip today. Struck out earlier. Here comes the windup, the pitch. and Hokie faithful not agreeing with the call. Will be ball one, so 1-0 count now.
Yeah, everybody in the crowd thinks they're an umpire.
Here's the windup, the pitch, swing and a miss. Make that a 1-1 count now
That
for
was
Dylan
a
Simmons.
very big hack from Dylan Simmons right there. Just extended. Bat barrel was flying through the zone and just completely whiffed.
The windup, the pitch, strike two.
And it seems like Alford has been juiced up once again as he is now back up to 93, 94 on his fastball. He was averaging about 91 for the past couple of half innings.
1-2 count for Simmons. Alford, the windup, the pitch, strike three. He's out.
Alford might, overtake however many strikeouts he had on the season in today's start.
Had 15 coming into today, now has 9.
Just in this start alone.
So up to bat now for the Noles will be Vince Smith. Alford, the windup, the pitch, swing and a miss. This second trip to bat today also struck out on his first visit. Alford, the windup, the pitch, strike two.
Peyton Alford just cannot miss the strike zone right now. He has thrown 5 straight strikes.
Alford looking to end the top of the fifth. The windup, the pitch. That one's outside, so make that ball one. A 1-2 count now.
I jinxed him. That's just the
Old
announcer's
jinx.
jinx.
Yep. Alford. Here comes the windup, the pitch. And a cascade of boos on the home umpire, Perry Costello. So make it a deuces wild count now. Alford. The windup, the pitch, strike three. 3 straight strikeouts for Alford. And he has pitched a near perfect game of baseball thus far.
That is twice now in this outing that he has struck out the side. What an absolutely terrific outing. And you couldn't have asked for a better way to start this series if you're the Hokies. I mean, you come in here, you're facing probably the best pitcher in ACC baseball, one of the best, in Parker Messick. You jump on him early. Gavin Cross hits a homer. You get scratch another run in the first. Then you scratch another one in the fourth. And now you have a 3-0 lead. Alford is absolutely dealing, which isn't normally his MO, but today it is.
Yeah, definitely got something going for him today. It looks like will still be number 16, Tyler Martin, dealing out the pitches for the Noles, at least here at the bottom of the fifth. So we will step aside real quick, and when we come back, partner, you'll have play-by-play for this next half of baseball. You're listening to 3304 Sports.
Hello and welcome back to English Field from Blacksburg, Virginia. As the Virginia Tech Hokies lead the Florida State Seminoles 3-0 here as we start the bottom of the fifth. And stepping up for the Hokies, the first baseman, the Texas Tech transfer, number 7, TJ Rumfield.
Does have one hit on the day, does Rumfield, but also one strikeout.
And Messick looking for a quick inning here as he winds up. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss from Rumfield for strike one. We touched on this earlier, but Rumfield has been the power hitter for the Hokies so far this season. 3 home runs. As here's the second pitch to Rumfield as he will swing, dribble this one foul, and what a snag over there by the first base coach for the Hokies, Ryan Fecto.
Garner's little cheer from the student section present.
So the 0-2 count now to Rumfield. Messick looking for a strikeout. Here's the pitch. And Rumfield will foul this one way off, and it actually hits the top of the press box.
Ricochet pinballed around there in the separation between the roof and the press box. And look out below.
And now we will reset and do it again as here's the pitch from Messick, and Rumfield will swing and fly this one out into shallow center field, and it's going to be caught out there by the second baseman,
The second baseman would be Jackson Green.
Jackson Green, what a catch. Full speed.
What a dive by Green.
Nander DeSadas was there with him as well, but he just kind of full extension laid out for it and made the catch right there, robbing TJ Rumfield of an infield of a base knock. And now Tanner Schobel will step in for the first pitch. Strike one from Messick. Schobel hitting out of the right-handed batter's box. And here's the second pitch from Messick. Ball low. Schobel 17 RBIs on the season for the Hokies. As here's the 1-1 count. Strike two.
Schobel, his second time at bat today, does have a hit on the game. Does have a hit on the day.
So 1 out, 1-2 count now to Schobel. No runners on. Here's the pitch. And Schobel thought about it, checked his swing. They will appeal it down to the first base umpire, Danny Collins, and he will stay safe. So 2-2 count to Schobel as the home crowd here really is starting to get behind their Hokies. As Messick will look in, and here's the quick pitch from him, the 2-2 count. Schobel will get a hold of this one, driven deep to center field. And it is caught out there by the center fielder, Reese Albert, robbing Tanner Schobel of a homer.
Now, Albert hasn't had the best day on the offensive side of the ball, but he's had a pretty decent one. That's his second catch out of the day for the Noles, and a big one there against Schobel. And you can hear the collective gasp of the Hokie faithful. They were ready to erupt.
And I think some of his teammates, as Schobel walked back to the dugout, gave the weight room, pump those weights some more, buddy, and that one's out of there, And now stepping in for the Hokies, third baseman, number 26, Kevin Madden, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the first pitch, and Madden will swing and drive this one deep down the right field line, but it will be well foul.
Yeah, just short of that black wrought iron fence there, right to the very edge of the seating area, that Hokie patio.
Hokies still lead the Seminoles here 3-2, looking to get a 2-out rally going in the bottom of the 5th. As here's the 0-1 count to Madden. Madden will swing, and this one is skied up in the air. Here comes the catcher for Florida State able to make a play. He slides into the backstop there and can't corral it as it falls.
And right in front of the gate, just in front of the net.
Matthew Nelson over there trying to make a play, sliding into the backstop.
Great effort there, nonetheless.
Yeah, throwing caution to the wind a little bit, as that's a scary, scary play. You could easily tangle your leg up in the padding and do all sorts of nasty things.
Madden's still searching for his first home run. Definitely would love to have it right here.
The 0-2 count. Madden will swing and foul this one down the right field line once again. As he will step out, adjust his batting gloves. Now he will step back in. Messick gets his sign. The 0-2 count to Madden. And Madden with a half swing couldn't decide whether he wanted to go or not, and he will be rung up for the third out here as Messick makes quick work of the Hokies here.
Yeah, definitely. And very similar situation to what happened in the first inning. Maybe got his confidence rattled a little bit with the Gavin Cross home run, settled back down, then proceeded to shut out the Hokies for the second and the third inning. Hokies notch another run there at the bottom of the 4th. Messick, no problem, gets his head right back in the game.
And now to the top of the 6th we go here as Peyton Alford will take the mound once again for the Hokies, as he's been absolutely dealing today. While Alford is warming up, we will take a short break here. Stay tuned for the top of the 6th inning here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field here in Blacksburg, Virginia, as we are about to start the top of the 6th inning. Here's the first pitch from Alford, and it will be a ball here. Up to bat for the Seminoles, number 2, the shortstop, Nander DeSadas. As here's the 1-0 count to him. Swing and a miss for strike one.
And Alford, we touched on it during the break. You said when any pitcher is firing on all cylinders like Alford is, it is electrifying to watch.
Here's the 1-1 count to him, and this one is skied way in the air. Rumfield over towards the foul line to make a play, and he will have it for the out. TJ Rumfield, what a play over there by the Seminoles dugout, as it was a high pop fly, and he was able to corral it.
And Rumfield, he is very good at keeping his eye on the ball and following it. We've seen him do that a couple times this season, just very high balls. Someone better warn the Blacksburg Municipal Airport.
And here's the first pitch to Jackson Green. He will dribble one in between the gap of third base and shortstop for a base hit for the Seminoles.
And still, Florida State still yet to completely break through today. Haven't really gotten a man as far as second.
So now Alford will toe the rubber once again. Lefty on lefty matchup here as number 16, the first baseman, Tyler Martin, will step in for the Noles. Green gets his lead off of first. Rumfield over there to cover, and now Martin will call time to step out of the batter's box. And now he will step back in. Alford looks in, gets his sign. Green still takes his lead. Rumfield over to cover on the pickoff. Here's the first pitch from Alford. And he will plunk Tyler Martin in the back. And that's not what you wanted if you're Alford.
Hit his right calf. And for the first time today, Florida State will have a man in scoring position.
As now number 63, the catcher for the Seminoles, Matthew Nelson, steps in, hitting .296 on the year. 1 for 2 today. And now here comes the pitching coach for the Hokies out to talk with Alford on the mound, as now Rumfield and Madden will also join the convention.
And that more recent hit by Jackson Green is only the second hit Alford has given up today. Again, just recalibrate here. If you're Alford, still Florida State working with one out here, but still a chance to rectify that for Alford.
I mean, all Alford needs is one pitch, and, I mean, it's a double play out of the inning. But it could also be one pitch for Florida State to tie the game here. So you got to be very, very careful if you're Alford on the mound right now.
Right on the brink.
As Nelson will step back in, hitting right-handed. Green and Martin will get their leads off of first and second. Alford looks in, gets his sign. Nelson readies himself. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one.
And good work by Alford. Like, don't let panic mode set in. Just take it one pitch at a time.
0-1 count now to Nelson. Runners on first and second for the Noles. One out here. Top of the sixth. As Alford, here's the pitch. Ball outside as Cade Hunter was looking for the call there. Held it on the outside corner there for a pretty long time, but no call from Perry Costello. 1-1 count now to Nelson. As the runners get their leads. Genther and Schobel over to cover second base on a pickoff. Here's the pitch from Alford. Ball at pretty much the same spot as Hunter was holding it right there again. And Costello still not giving him the benefit of the call.
Student section has been less than disagreeable on a couple times today, but that's the loudest they've been when it comes to something going against the Hokies.
So now the 2-1 count now to Nelson. Florida State looking to climb back into this ball game here. As Alford sets, here's the pitch. And Nelson will get a hold of this one, driven it deep to right field, but Cross will have it for the second out. And now Green will advance on the fly out to third base. Martin still holds at first. So now runners at first and third here for the Noles. 2 outs in the top of the sixth. Hokies still lead 3-0.
Great heads up by Green there to make a fast break for third base.
And now Cade Hunter will step out in front of the plate and give the first and third play out to the infield. As now stepping up for the Noles, number 26, Robbie Martin, the right fielder, hitting left-handed and is hitting .222 on the season.
Did strike out earlier today.
Yeah, he's 0 for 2 today. Trying to come up big here for the Noles. Alford looking to slam the door here. Here's the first pitch. Ball outside is, once again, the crowd does not like that call. And there seems to be action in the Hokies bullpen. As Alford will look in, gets his sign, shakes off once, now agrees. Here's the pitch. Strike one.
Yeah, it took a while. Like I said, Alford, just don't panic. One pitch at a time, trying to. Starts out right there with a strike.
And Martin will step back into the plate, as Martin will get his lead off of first, and Green will get his lead off of third. And Martin juked right there at first, and here's the pitch from Alford. And this one is driven deep into left field, and Siegers will have it, but the ball gets down on a hop, and then that will scratch the first run of the day for the Noles across, as Jackson Green will come in to score on the base hit from Robbie Martin.
And DeSatis gets home, and Florida State finally notches their first run of the day, was shut out through 5 innings. Maybe fatigue starting to set in for Alford now.
So the score is still Hokies 3, now the Noles 1. And stepping in is big-time power hitter for the Noles, Elijah Cabell. And here comes the pitching coach out from the Hokies bullpen. And one thing, if you're Alford, is you don't want to serve one up here to Cabell, as we highlighted it earlier. But early on in the season, when Florida State was playing the Pittsburgh Panthers, Cabell caught a fastball and drove it very deep out past the fence with 489 as the distance on that home run, with an exit velocity of 114, which is absolutely unheard of.
As Alford heads to the dugout, looks like his day is done. A very good day at that. Notching 10 strikeouts, and it looks like now for the Hokies, at least for the foreseeable future, it will be number 38. Jason Hurd, the senior out of Maitland, Florida.
Yeah, Hurd coming into this outing with a 1-0 record, boasting a 0 ERA, and his career ERA is a 2.83. In 54 innings pitched, has given up 55 hits, 22 runs, 17 earned runs, 23 walks, and 70 strikeouts. As Hurd will warm up here for the Hokies, we will take a short break here. Your score is still Virginia Tech 3, Florida State 1. Still 2 outs here. Runners on first and second here for the Noles. As while Hurd warms up, we will take a short break. Stay tuned for the rest of the top of the 6th inning here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field here in Blacksburg, Virginia, as the Florida State Seminoles are looking to claw back into this 3-1 game here, as Virginia Tech still clings to the lead, as a new pitcher for the Hokies, and Jason Hurd will toe the rubber here. Hurd throws right-handed. Runners on first and second for the Noles, 2 outs here. And big power hitter Elijah Cabell up for the Noles. Hurd will look in. Now comes set. Here's the pitch. Strike one from Hurd.
And Hurd is 1-0 in action this season for the Hokies. Has allowed 9 hits, but only 1 run, and has pitched 13 strikeouts.
Also tallies 1 save on the season. The 0-1 count to Cabell. Here's the pitch from Hurd. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Hurd got him swinging on a curveball outside. So 0-2 count to Cabell. Hurd trying to get the Hokies to the bottom of the 6th here without giving up any more runs. Big pitch coming from Hurd. His home crowd is behind him here, making a lot of noise. The 0-2 count to Elijah Cabell. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Jason Hurd gets the Hokies out of the top of the 6th.
And Hurd, looking towards the bench, comes in and throws 3 straight strikes. And he is fired up, getting his first action today.
And that's exactly what you want to do coming out of the bullpen, is throw strikes. That's all you need to do. Let your defense help you if you need to, but also just throw strikes. You don't have to K up a bunch of guys. You just need to come in here, throw strikes. If they hit it, they hit it. Let your defense play behind you. As now looks like there's going to be a new pitcher here for Florida State.
That will be, looks like it will be number 10, Casey Asman. Excuse me, not Casey Asman. It'll be looked at it. I glanced at that wrong. It will be number 40, Jack Anderson, 6'3", the redshirt sophomore out of Tampa, Florida. And Anderson has not started a game this season, but has pitched 3 strikeouts, but also allowed 5 hits.
Yeah, while Anderson warms up here, as we wait for the bottom of the 6th to resume, we will take a short break here on 3304 Sports. For myself and my partner, Aiden Butler, stay tuned for the bottom of the 6th. Welcome back to English Field here in Blacksburg, Virginia, as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. Virginia Tech still leads the Florida State Seminoles 3-1 after the Noles scratched a run in the top of the 6th. New pitcher for the Noles and Jack Anderson. Here's the first pitch to Cade Swisher for strike 1. Anderson throwing right-handed, Swisher batting left-handed. The designated hitter for the Hokies. Here's the 0-1 count to Swisher. And he will foul this one off, but it will roll into foul territory as it was towing the line there between fair and foul.
And just miscommunication there by Nelson and Anderson. Couldn't tell who was going to go after it, and Tyler Martin on first base just throws his hands up. What the heck, guys?
And the bat now, I believe the home plate umpire, Perry Costello, grabbed the bat and stuck it standing straight up right here on the top of home plate as Cade Swisher will grab it. Now, if it had landed like that, that would have been impressive.
Come the next trend.
Instead of bottle flipping, bat flipping. Here's the 0-2 count to Swisher. Ball low and inside as Swisher will take it. Swisher 0 for 2 on the day, looking to change that here for the Hokies. As Anderson looks in, rocks, deals, swing and a miss for strike 3. Swisher strikes out here for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Swisher's had a rough go of it so far today.
And now batting for the Hokies, left fielder number 37, Jonah Siegers, with the Could You Be Loved by Bob Marley as the walk-up. Maybe he can get the Hokies offense jamming here.
And the Hokies, an electric start, a Gavin Cross home run, then scratched another run at the bottom of the 4th, looking to get back on track here.
Here's the first pitch from Anderson, and Siegers will pop this one up into shallow right field. Coming in on it and making the play is Robbie Martin out there for the second out. So 2 quick outs here for Anderson out of the bullpen.
And not exactly what you want if you're the Hokies. The top of that 6th inning took a long time. And Florida State, still not all the way back yet, but did manage to scratch a run. They're back in this thing 3-1.
And now stepping in to try and start a 2-out rally for the Hokies is number 17, the catcher, Cade Hunter. Hunter 1 for 2 on the day. As here's the first pitch from Anderson. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Hunter was looking to break out the sledgehammer on that swing.
No, he's done that a couple times so far today. And again, like we've touched on multiple times, one of the home run leaders for this Hokie team.
As here's the second pitch from Anderson. Ball one outside. 82 miles per hour on that pitch. Seemed like a changeup from Anderson. Here's the 1-1 count. And another awkward half swing by a Hokies batter for strike two. Very indecisive at the plate.
Oh, and a big confidence builder for Anderson, coming off the bench and then striking out.
Here's the 1-2 count to Hunter, and he will check it once again, almost win on it. But it is called for a ball two. As Hunter will step back in, adjust his helmet and batting gloves. And Anderson will look in, get his sign.
Only one walk to first this season for Cade Hunter.
And here's the 2-2 count. And he will spike this one in the dirt for ball three.
And a loaded count now for Hunter. Big pitch coming up here.
Hunter looking for a base knock. Here's the full count. And he kind of half swung again. And they rule it a swinging strike three, but the ball got by the catcher, so Hunter took off to first, but he will be out at first base to end the inning.
And Hunter looked a little confused. Looks like he didn't know what was happening. Started off as a light jog. And that gave the catcher Nelson plenty of time to send it to Tyler Martin, but great pitching by Jack Anderson there at the bottom of the sixth. Shuts the Hokies out.
And the home plate umpire, Perry Costello, was pretty late on the call as the ball got by. The ball got by Matthew Nelson right there, and then he kind of signaled as Hunter was already kind of jogging down like he had a walk. So interesting circumstances here as the Noles blank the Hokies in the bottom of the sixth. Your score, Virginia Tech 3, Florida State Seminoles 1, as we will go to the top of the seventh. For myself and my broadcast partner, Aiden Butler, we will be right back with the top of the seventh. Welcome back to English Field here in Blacksburg, Virginia, as the sun begins to set on this beautiful day here in Southwest Virginia. Your score, Virginia Tech 3, Florida State 1, as we start the top of the seventh. Jason Hurd on the mound for the Hokies. And now batting for the Seminoles, number 23, center fielder Reese Albert. Here's the first pitch to him. Ball inside and low.
No, and Hurd, coming off the bench at the very tail end in relief of Peyton Alford, almost perfect, struck out Florida State batter.
Here's the second pitch from Hurd. And he will swing, and this one is belted deep to right field, and it will be gone for a solo shot for Reese Albert. Robbed a home run earlier in the game and now has a home run for himself.
In Florida State, slowly but surely, you can feel the momentum shifting a little bit. As they now claw their way back into this one, down only one run.
As the score now, Virginia Tech 3, Florida State 2, after that moonshot of a home run to right field, as Gavin Cross couldn't do anything but just watch it fly over the fence. And what a better way to start off this inning if you're Florida State.
No better way to start it. First man up, and he registers a home run, and Florida State's knocking on the door here. The Hokies have to be very careful here.
And looks like there's going to be a pinch hitter for the Seminoles as
be number 48, Garrett Mathis, 6'2", redshirt junior from Tallahassee, Florida, hometown guy.
Hitting out of the left-handed batter's box is
did transfer in from Santa Fe College and Mercer.
Here's the first pitch to him. Ball low and in the dirt. As Hurd's command is missing so far this half inning. Seems to be more activity in the Florida State bullpen as well. Here's the second pitch from Hurd. And this one will be swung on and dribbled out to Schobel at second. He will throw over to Rumfield for first for the putout.
Nice rebound sequence for the Hokies after giving up that monster home run. Notch the first out of the inning.
So 1 out now. Top of the 7th. Score is still Virginia Tech 3, Florida State 2.
Another pinch hitter for the Noles.
Now batting for the Noles, the third baseman, number 42, Ryan Romano. As the first pitch to him is a ball.
Ryan Romano from Tampa, Florida.
Here's the 1-0 count. Ball 2 as Hunter held it there as the crowd once again voices their displeasure with that call.
Transfer from St. Ryan's River State College.
2-0 count to Romano. Here's the pitch from Hurd. 3-0 count now as Hurd seems to be overthrowing a little bit here on the mound.
Yeah, a lot different from his first sequence of the game with the strikeout. He's got to regain his composure here.
Here's the 3-0 count, and it will be a 4-pitch walk to Romano. So that will bring up Nander DeSadas. He's 0 for 2 on the day, hitting 188 on the season. The shortstop for the Noles.
Hurd's second pitched walk of the season.
And now there's activity in the Hokies bullpen.
And keep in mind, this past Tuesday in their 10-9 win over the VCU Rams, Hokies used 7 different pitchers.
As DeSadas steps in, here's the pitch from Hurd. And he will half swing. They appeal over to first base. And Danny Collins will say he went, so that's a strike 1 there to Nander DeSadas. As Romano gets his lead off of first, Rumfield over there to cover on the pickoff. Hurd will take a look over at Romano on first. Now back to home plate. Now he will throw back to first, trying to get Romano sleeping. And Romano slides in safe. So now Hurd will look in. Now look back over to Romano at first. Here's the 0-1 count. Strike 2 on an 82-mile-per-hour curveball from Jason Hurd. Hurd looking to see if he can get DeSadas to ground into a double play here and get the Hokies out of this inning. As the strikeout claps have begun here at English Field. The 0-2 count to DeSadas. Here's the pitch from Hurd, and he will dribble this one out to Hurd. Hurd bobbles it, can't get it. Throws it over to first base, and TJ Rumfield can't get it. As now all runners will be safe. As the ball was skied in the air. Off the bounce, Hurd grabbed it, thought about throwing to second, lost the ball. Tried to regain it, lost it again, then finally regained it, threw it to Rumfield at first, and Rumfield couldn't catch it.
And just an unconventional sequence of events by the Hokies.
As now number 27, the second baseman, Jackson Green, will step in for the Noles. Looking to possibly add another run to the comeback effort here for Florida State. As Hurd will look in. 1 out, runners on first and second. Here's the first pitch. Strike 1. 83 miles per hour on that changeup. Hurd looking to get the Hokies to the bottom of the 7th here. Florida State looking to tie or take the lead here with runners on first and second. As Hurd will step off now as time is called from Jackson Green. Now Green will step back in as the runners will take their leads.
Yeah, Hokie baseman playing a little bit off here.
As Hurd will look in, gets his sign. Here's the 0-1 count to him. Here's the pitch. Ball low and outside. As Green will step back in, tap the plate a couple times. As the runners will now take their leads. The 1-1 count to Green. Hurd shakes off twice, 3 times. Now agrees. Comes set. Here's the pitch. Another half swing. And they appeal over to Danny Collins, and he says that he didn't go. 2-1 count now to Green. As DeSatis and Romano get their leads off of first and second. Hurd looking for a big out or maybe two here. Here's the pitch. And strike two as Green showed bunt, pulled it back at the last second, but it was called a strike anyway.
Strikeout would be huge here, both for Hurd and the Hokies on defense overall. You can feel a bit of the momentum gone and maybe fatigue starting to set in a little bit after going through almost a perfect 6 innings of baseball.
So runners on first and second, 3-2 count, 1 out here, top of the 7th. And Green will take a step out. As Hurd was ready to fire. I believe they say now it's a 2-2 count. 2-2 count. Very emphatically from Perry Costello, the home plate umpire, as he walks in front of the plate and gives up the rockers. 2-2 count. To Jackson Green. As Hurd will look in, here come the strikeout claps from the home crowd. Hurd comes set. The 2-2 count. And this one will be skied high in the air. Cross over there in right trying to get it. He will make the play as the runners will hold at first and second for the second out. Big out there for Hurd.
I know, very big out there for Hurd. Great effort by Cross to chase down the hit. And the Hokies kind of tightened up a little bit here in the later part of the 7th inning, but still not entirely in trouble, but not exactly safe either. Florida State still got a man in scoring position and another on first.
And here comes the pitching coach for Virginia Tech, and Jason Hurd looked like he did not want to leave this game. He was very, very passionate on the mound there. Looks pretty mad right now walking off the field, but he will take all the gratitude from his teammates. As now the Hokies will go to
looks to be Shane Connelly.
Number 12, Shane Connelly.
Pitcher out of Huntersville, North Carolina, transfer from the Citadel.
And one thing about Connelly was about 2 or 3 weeks ago when the Hokies were playing Kent State here, a ball was lined out to the pitcher's mound. It hit off Connelly, and when Coach John Sheff walked out there to check on him, and it hit him pretty square, walked out to check on him, he said that the look in Connelly's eyes was almost like he was, kind of dead. He didn't feel it. He was invincible on the mound, and that's just scary stuff, As Connelly, the lefty, will step in to warm up for the Hokies.
Has allowed 7 hits and 2 walks, but also has pitched 15 strikeouts on the season as Connelly.
While Connelly warms up here, we will take a break here on 3304 Sports. I'm Joey Robertson. Joined alongside me is Aiden Butler. We will take a break, and we'll be right back with the rest of the top of the 7th. Welcome back to English Field here in Blacksburg, Virginia. As after a pitching change by the Hokies, Shane Connelly will toe the mound for the Hokies. As Florida State still has runners on first and second, 2 outs here, top of the 7th. As now stepping in, first baseman Tyler Martin, number 16, is the son of manager Mike Martin, Jr., and his grandfather was the legendary head coach for Florida State, Mike Martin, Sr. As he will look in, here's the first pitch from Connelly. Strike one on the outside corner. Connelly looking to stop the bleeding here and get the Hokies to the bottom of the 7th. As here's the 0-1 count to Martin. Martin will swing and miss for strike 2. And now this crowd here at English Field is really going to start to come alive. As you can hear the new group here of students, the Dugout Degenerates, getting loud. As Connelly will come set. Here's the 0-2. And this one will be lined out to Madden at third. He will throw over to Rumfield for the third out of the inning.
Great response by the Hokies after giving up a monstrous home run early in the inning. Not only have two Florida State runners to get on base, what a response in sequence by the Hokies on defense. And now coming up the bottom of the seventh, I'm sure head coach John Sheff wants to put some distance between these Hokies and these Noles.
Yeah, and he does have the top of the lineup coming up in about a batter or two with Fritz Genther, then Jack Hurley, and then Gavin Cross. And Cross already today got the Hokies started pretty early. You almost call him a spark plug after he hit a solo shot in the first inning. And then the Hokies scratched and got another run in that inning as well. And then after capitalizing on some Florida State mistakes. Jack Anderson will remain on the mound for the Seminoles as he warms up here, getting ready for the bottom of the seventh as Sweet Caroline plays here on the English Field speakers. While he warms up, we will take a break here on 3304 Sports. We will be right back with the bottom of the seventh. Welcome back to English Field here in Blacksburg, Virginia, as the sun is still setting on this beautiful Blacksburg day. As we start the bottom of the seventh inning here, Virginia Tech clinging to a one-run lead here versus the Florida State Seminoles as they lead 3-2. And stepping in for the Hokies, number 4 shortstop Fritz Genther. As here's the first pitch from Anderson. Strike one.
Looks like was overcast most of the day. Looks like the clouds have finally parted, almost forming a perfect circle around Blacksburg and the campus of Virginia Tech.
Here's the 0-1 count to Genther. And Genther thought about it for a second, but it will be called strike two anyway. As Genther will step back in, readies himself. Anderson looking for a big strikeout. Here's the pitch. And Genther half swung once again and said he went, and the ball got by. Nelson at catching, rolled to the backstop. Genther looked confused.
Took him a moment.
As he ran halfway down, and now you can hear some displeasure from the home crowd here.
Not exactly the best start you're looking for if you're the Hokies, is student section not happy with Genther's effort there, and Hokies have been in a bit of a funk the past two innings.
Yeah, now batting for the Hokies, the leadoff hitter and center fielder, number 31, Jack Hurley, hitting .237 on the year, 0 for 2 today. Looking to get something going here with one out in the inning for the Hokies.
And you would hope so of your leadoff batter.
And here's the first pitch from Anderson. Strike one. 83 miles per hour. Hurley hitting left-handed. Has the advantage on the right-handed pitcher, Anderson. Here's the second pitch. And Hurley will swing and get a drive of this one deep into right field, but it will be caught out there by Robbie Martin. He has had a couple of flashy plays out there in right.
Oh, he has. He's been right on point with a lot of catches. And Florida State a little discombobulated in the outfield to start the game today, but they've certainly tightened up these past few innings.
So 2 outs now. Florida State making this a quick inning as Gavin Cross, the right fielder for the Hokies, number 19, will step into the batter's box. He's already gone yard once today. As Anderson will look in, gets his sign, kicks and deals, and Cross will foul this one off out of play.
Going right over the stadium there.
Cross now hitting .348 on the year. Definitely one of the Hokies' better hitters in their lineup.
Did open the scoring today with a home run at the bottom of the first.
As here's the 0-1 count. Ball high. The 1-1 count now to Cross, and he will swing, fly this one into shallow right field, and it will drop. The first baseman The second baseman and the right fielder were all in on it for Florida State, but that was the true triangle of death as it falls in between all three of them.
And that was an interesting hit by Cross. Looks like it hung for a little bit and then just dropped straight down.
He placed that ball perfectly. I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but he placed that ball perfectly in between the three fielders for a base knock, and now Hokies might have something brewing. 2 outs. Runner on first, and Rumfield stepping into the plate. He's 1 for 3 today.
And Hokies in not necessarily desperate need, but definitely would love get some runs on the board this inning.
As Anderson will look in, here's the first pitch to Rumfield. Ball on the inside part of the plate at 89 miles per hour. Hokies definitely would love some more insurance runs here in these last coming innings with not the best bullpen. As here's the second pitch to Rumfield, it will be fouled out of play.
By some students lying in wait right by the barriers there.
Looked like one of them was about to tackle him for the ball.
So we just roll past 6 o'clock here from lovely Blacksburg, Virginia.
Very, very quick game today.
Yeah, relatively so. Man, those first 5 innings went by very quickly.
Rumfield will step back in against Anderson. Cross gets his lead off of first. Here's the 1-1 count to Rumfield. And that will be spiked in the dirt for ball 2. So 2 outs, runner on first for the Hokies. They still lead 3-2 over the Seminoles. Bottom 7.
Rumfield in search of a second hit on the day now.
As Anderson will take a look at Cross at first and now comes set. Here's the pitch. And Rumfield will line this one out into center field for another base knock. Cross is going to advance to third. And he is going to be safe as he slides into third base. Rumfield with a huge single for the Hokies.
And check out the wheels on Gavin Cross. Nearly took out the third baseman Romano there.
Yeah, Cross came in a little too hot on the slide.
And now the Hokies leader in RBIs.
As Tanner Schobel, the second baseman, number 8, he was about to step in, but now here comes the Florida State pitching coach out of the dugout to have a conference, and they will go to the bullpen here.
And the Hokies, compared with how they've batted the past 2 innings, sort of sprung to life once again.
All it takes is a little 2-out motivation.
And that's one of the fun things about baseball. It's amazing how just one hit is all it takes to change the complexion of a game.
So Anderson will leave this game here after giving up he gave up 2 hits in about an inning and a third of work, had 3 strikeouts, and his total pitch count was 23. 16 of them were strikes. As now entering the game to pitch for the Seminoles is number 11, Chase Haney.
Chase Haney, the perfect 6'6" redshirt sophomore from Palm City, Florida. Transferring in from South Florida State College.
And Haney wears the number 11 as he was voted the team captain. And the number 11 is to honor the former Florida State head coach, Mike Martin, Sr., the father of the now manager of the Seminoles, Mike Martin, Jr.
Something Hokie fans might recognize, very similar to how the football team every week awards a new player with Frank Beamer's signature 25.
And looks like Haney has a sidearm, almost submariner type motion here. And he is firing in some balls. So while he warms up, we will take a short break here on 3304 Sports. I'm Joey Robertson. Joined alongside me is Aiden Butler. Stay tuned for the rest of the bottom of the 7th. Welcome back to English Field here in Blacksburg, Virginia. As the Hokies are looking to add to their 3-2 lead over the Florida State Seminoles here in the bottom of the 7th, as number 8, second baseman Tanner Schobel will step in after Florida State made a pitching change, as now pitching for the Seminoles, number 11, right-handed pitcher Chase Haney. So Schobel will step into the right-handed batter's box. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the first pitch. And strike 1.
And Coach John Sheff would love nothing more than for the Hokies leader in RBIs to knock one well out of the park here.
As Schobel will take a look at his wrist guard, now step back into the plate for the 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. So Hokies have runners on first and third with Rumfield at first, Cross at third. Madden's on deck. And Tanner Schobel at the plate. So the 1-1 count to Schobel. Here's the pitch from Haney. And Schobel will pop this one up high as the first baseman Martin's over there to get it and retire the Hokies here in the 7th inning. So our score still remains: Virginia Tech 3, Florida State 2. To the top of the 8th we go. We will take a short break here. Stay tuned for the rest of the game here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Blacksburg, Virginia, as the Hokies still lead 3-2 over the Seminoles, as Shane Connelly will toe the rubber as we get the top of the 8th started. Now batting for the Seminoles, Matthew Nelson, number 63, the catcher, as he will take the first ball. Nelson hitting .286 on the year. Is 1 for 3 today. Hitting right-handed. Here's the 1-0 count. Ball low. As Connelly looking to continue his success that he's had the past couple weeks. Here's the 2-0 count, and this will be grounded. Fair ball down the third base line. Madden was outstretched, couldn't get to it. It will roll all the way to the wall. Siegers gets a hold of it, and Nelson will have a double as Florida State is in business here in the top of the 8th.
No, it just seems little by little Florida State has crept back into this one. They've just slowly broken down the Hokies defense. And still no outs here. First hitter of the inning for Florida State. Hokies in the danger zone.
And they are in a huge danger zone if they let any more runners on base, because standing on the on-deck circle is the man that hit a 489-foot home run earlier in the season, and I don't think Shane Connelly would like to face that with possibly bases loaded.
I don't think anyone would. Would you?
I would not. I would certainly not at all. He's the type of hitter that sometimes you would walk with bases loaded just because he's that dangerous. As now stepping in for the Seminoles, number 26, the right fielder Robbie Martin. He's had a couple of nice plays out there in right field for the Seminoles. As he will step in. Here's the pitch from Connelly. Ball, and this will get away from Cade Hunter, and Nelson will advance to third on the botched block attempt as Hunter lost track of it. So now Seminoles have a runner on third, no outs, top of the 8th.
Great recognition there by Nelson.
That's what you call reading dirt ball. And Martin will step back in, ready himself. And here's the 1-0 count. And swing and a miss for strike 1. Connelly got him on a nasty sinker on the outside part of the plate. It was a beautiful swing and a miss. As Connelly will look in, get his sign. Nelson gets his lead off of third. Here's the 1-1 count. And strike 2 on the outside part of the plate at 90 miles per hour. Connelly, the hard-throwing lefty, looking for a big out here for the Hokies as the strikeout claps resume once again. Here's the 1-2 count. And ball way outside, almost in the other batter's box. So 2-2 count now to Martin. Nelson on third for the Seminoles. Hokies still lead 3-2, top of the 8th. As once again this English Field crowd comes alive. Connelly comes set. The 2-2 count. And he will foul this one off down the right field side. So Martin will take a little breather out from the batter's box, get a couple practice swings in, and we will reload. The 2-2 count to Martin. Here's the pitch from Connelly. And on the inside corner, called a ball as the count will run full.
Big pitch coming up now for Connelly with a loaded count here.
3-2 count. Connelly looking for a big out here. And here's the pitch. And strike 3, he will ring him up for the first out of the inning. An emphatic strike 3 call from the home plate umpire, Perry Costello.
Now, because that's big for Connelly's confidence and momentum here, as the Florida State looked like they were about to break this game open against the Hokies.
And this is a very interesting move here, as it looks like they're going to pinch hit someone for Elijah Cabell.
Be number 32, Logan Lacey, redshirt junior from Tallahassee, Florida, transfer from Tallahassee Community College.
Very, very interesting move here. We could possibly see a suicide squeeze be put on, as that's the only reason I can think of bringing in a pinch hitter for Elijah Cabell. So Lacey steps into the right-hander's batter's box.
28th trip at bat this season.
As Connelly will look in, get his sign. Here's the first pitch. Ball low.
Lacey does have 5 hits on the season, 3 walks to first, but has struck out 7 times. No home runs and no RBIs.
And Connelly will stand tall on the mound. Now lean in to get his sign from Cade Hunter. Here's the 1-0 count. And this will be fouled off down the left field side for strike 1. Lacey looking to come up big here for the Seminoles and tie this game here in the top of the 8th. As Connelly will look in, get his sign. Here's the 1-1 count. And this one will be fouled into the Hokies dugout for strike 2. As this max COVID crowd capacity gets on their feet. 1-2 count now to Lacey. Connelly looking for a big strikeout. And here's the pitch. And Lacey will get a hold of this one deep to left field. Siegers back at the wall, and it's gone. Logan Lacey comes off the bench and delivers big time for the Seminoles.
Wow. What else can you say about wow? What a shot from Lacey. Siegers can't do anything about it as it flies into a pine tree just shy of the track. And he gets mobbed by his fellow Seminoles.
A 2-run shot from Logan Lacey, as the Seminoles will now take the lead 4-3 here in the top of the 8th. And all Connelly could do on the mound was watch it fly. As now he will have to reset, as number 23 center fielder Reese Albert will step in for the Seminoles, hitting left-handed. Still 1 out in the inning, as the Noles just took a 1-run lead over the Hokies. As Connelly looks in, now here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Albert couldn't make contact with it. And here's the 0-1 count. Swing and a miss for strike 2, as Albert swung at one in the dirt. Connelly looking for a big strikeout here. Here's the 0-2 count. And Albert will foul this one off into the net. The 0-2 count. And Connelly misses on the outside part of the plate for ball one. So Connelly will look back in, get his sign. Here's the 1-2 count, and swing and a miss for strike three. He gets Albert swinging on the outside corner for the second out.
And big for Connelly's confidence there after allowing the home run, comes back and then strikes a man out.
Yeah, Connelly definitely needed that.
Still work to do here. Eighth inning is not done yet.
And now stepping in for the Noles is number 48, Garrett Mathis. Here's the first pitch to him. Strike one on the outside part of the plate. And you know, one thing is, if you're the Hokies, you've been in this position before. They've climbed back into games from 6-1 deficits. Here's the second pitch, and it will be called a ball on the outside corner. But Virginia Tech has climbed into games where they've been down 6-1, 5-1. I mean, a one-run lead here shouldn't be any different, as the third pitch will be taken on the outside part of the corner for a ball.
Yeah, and again, 6 of the Hokies' 8 wins this season have all been comebacks.
So 2-1 count now to Mathis. 2 outs here, top of the 8th. The Noles take the lead. Here's the pitch. And this will be called on the inside part of the corner for another ball. Mathis 0 for 1 today, after he came in off the bench as a pinch hitter. Here's the 3-1. And this will be grounded out to Fritz Genther at short. He will field it, throw it on a hop, and Rumfield can't corral it at first.
Mathis breaking away to second now.
And he
off
will
the error.
Slide in safe. As Rumfield just had trouble catching the ball there from the throw from Fritz Genther. And once again, another Hokies error leads to a free base. Seems like both teams have had their share of errors, and the other team capitalizing on those errors today.
Yeah, and the big difference has just been the timing of them. Like, Florida State was early in the game. The Hokies were hyped to get underway. Eventually led to a 3-0 lead. And now the Hokies, the errors are starting to pile up a little bit for them, and at the absolute worst time.
Now the Seminoles will bring in a pinch hitter for Mathis, as now standing on second base is number 5, Wyatt Crowell. As Ryan Romano will step into the batter's box. Crowell, a left-handed pitcher, now being used as a pinch runner. As Romano will step in for his first at-bat, after he was a pinch hitter. Here's the first pitch from Connelly. Ball inside. Still no activity in the Hokies bullpen. I'm going to assume that they said, Connelly, go out there and see if you can get us through these last 2. We don't want to waste another pitcher, because there's still 2 more games to be played between these 2 teams this weekend. As here's a 1-0 count, and this one will be grounded through the infield out to Siegers. Siegers will launch a throw home, cut off by Madden, but not in time, as Florida State will add to their lead here, as it is now 5-3 in favor of the Seminoles.
No, and that's why you add the pinch runner there, fresh off the bench, and Crowell with the juice.
He was screaming around third base. As now stepping in for the Noles, number 2, the shortstop, Nander DeSedas. As Romano will get his lead off of first. Still 2 outs as Connelly will throw over to keep him honest. Rumfield over there with the catch. So 2 outs, top of the 8th. Seminoles scratch 3 runs here. Oh, and now they have him picked off, and Rumfield can't get the throw from Connelly as Romano will advance to second.
And the error is starting to pile up for the Hokies. It's cost them dearly this inning.
More or less on TJ Rumfield. I mean, there's been a couple of plays over at first base that he probably should have had and has just dropped it or can't catch. He's got a case of the drops here today, Aiden.
Yeah, the Hokies defense looking very disheveled right now.
So runner on second, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Florida State leads the Hokies 5-3. Here's the pitch from Connelly. Swing and a miss, and it looks like it hit off of DeSatis' leg. After he swung, and then the ball hit him right in the shin, looks like. Just missing that shin guard. And that does not feel good, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't tell here if Perry Costello's giving a warning out to... No, he was just calling for more baseballs. It looked for a second that he was warning the Virginia Tech bench, but he was just calling for more baseballs from the ball boy. As DeSatis will step back in. Connelly looking to get the Hokies out of this treacherous inning here and stop the bleeding as the Noles scratch 3 after a pinch hit home run off the bat of Logan Lacey. Here's the 0-1 count to DeSatis. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Connelly looking to end it here. Big pitches up and coming for Connelly, trying to get the Hokies out of an inning they'd really like to forget.
And now the strikeout claps pick up here. The 0-2 count to DeSatis. Here's the pitch. And he will spike it in the dirt. Romano will advance to third on the wild pitch. And that's just nothing that Cade Hunter could do. And now I don't know. Looks like they're reviewing something, maybe catcher's interference. As all 4 umpires gather right in front of the pitching mound. As DeSatis was calling for the third base coach to go to review. And now they're going to signal Romano back to second base, it looks like. And now they're going to review it. Not exactly sure what they're reviewing other than possible interference. And looks like Hokies might have some activity in their bullpen as number 27, Noah Johnson, runs down there. While they take a look at this replay, we will be right back. Stay tuned for the rest of the 8th inning here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field here as the umpires are on their way out of the booth review, and we will get a call shortly. And the count is 1-2 as they are now awarding Romano third base. I'm just going to throw my hands up in the air as far as to what they were reviewing, other than what I could have thought would be catcher's interference, but
you're the baseball guy,
I have no
man.
idea. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss from DeSatis, and Hunter will throw it over to Rumfield at first to end the inning.
And Rumfield secured that one nice and tight. And Hokies, a lot of work to be done. You're not in must-score territory yet. They're still the bottom of the 9th up and coming, but you'd rather not. If you're a Hokie, if you're John Sheff, you'd rather not have to resort to that.
Yeah. So that will conclude the top of the 8th inning. Florida State will score 3 Two of those runs coming off a monster shot of a home run off the bat of pinch hitter to Logan Lacey. So our score now, Florida State Seminoles 5, Virginia Tech Hokies 3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. As we will take a short break here. Stay tuned for the bottom of the 8th here on 3304 Sports. Actually first cousins with NFL quarterback Joe Flacco. Here's the pitch. And Madden will foul this one off. What a beautiful snag out there by Ryan Fecto, the third base coach for the Hokies. Just one-handed.
Seen a couple of those today by Virginia Tech base coaches.
Just throwing caution to the wind. I'll grab it. It's like he's back out on the field in the glory days. So the 1-2 count to Madden. Here's the pitch from Haney. And Madden will foul this one off out of play.
And I think we all just heard that collective clunk on the ceiling.
Madden looking for a big hit to jumpstart the Hokies here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, the Hokies been much maligned here since the bottom of the 4th inning.
There's some action in the Florida State bullpen, as here's the 1-2 count to Madden. Madden will get a hold of this one. It's high, it's deep to left field. And it's gone! Kevin Madden with his first home run of the season. And what a better time to come through for the Hokies.
First home run of the season for Kevin Madden. Talk about just what the doctor ordered.
And break out the sledgehammer here at English Field as this will send this crowd into a frenzy. Here's the sledgehammer throw, and he slams it home.
Loses
Kevin
the helmet
Madden
too.
Going ballistic there. That was long overdue for him. As now the Hokies are right back in it. As now Florida State still clings to the one-run lead here. And now here comes the Florida State pitching coach out to probably make another change. And he will get Haney off the mound.
No, like even though the Seminoles still possess the 5-4 lead, you can't write it any better than that. You could not script that any better. Kevin Madden hasn't had the best day batting-wise. Comes off, gets his first home run of the season, and the Hokies are right back in it.
And that's exactly what the doctor ordered to start the inning off for the Hokies. I mean, huge, huge hit. Because for the past 3 innings, it seemed like Virginia Tech was just kind of going through the motions, ho-hum, taking their at-bats and not really doing anything with them. And then Kevin Madden just walks up and says, all right, I'll do you one better. Let's get this inning started here. And that's exactly what he did for the Hokies. And now if you're Florida State, you kind of run into a bit of an issue because I guarantee you Mike Martin Jr. probably went into today's game thinking that Messick was at least going to go 6 or 7 innings just like he did last outing when he went 8 for scoreless. But the Hokies jumped on him early, and he was out of the game in the 5th. So now you got the problem of going to your bullpen. And then now you also have the problem of saving those guys for the rest of the series. And, how to manage that is very tough. And it looks like they will go to number 13, the left-handed pitcher, Jonah Siegers. And while he warms up, we will take a short break here on 3304 Sports. Stay tuned for the rest of the bottom of the 8th. We are back here at English Field here in Blacksburg, Virginia, as the Seminoles cling to a 1-run lead as they lead the Hokies 5-4. And now a pinch hitter for the Hokies is stepping in now for Cade Swisher in the designated hitter spot is number 32, Lucas Donlin.
And if you'll remember, Donlin hit his first career home run on Tuesday night against the VCU Rams to give the Hokies a much-needed lift after being down 5-0.
As here's the 1-0 count. And Donlin will take it for strike one. Scalaro comes in to this outing having pitched 4 innings on the season, giving up 4 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. As Donlin will step back into the plate, ready himself, and Scalaro will step off the mound. And now he will come set once again. And here's the 1-1 count to Donlin. And Donlin will foul this one off for strike 2.
You know, into the net right in front of us.
I think I saw you flinch there, Aiden.
Me and everyone else sitting right behind home plate right now.
So the 1-2 count to Donlin. Looking to keep this hot hitting in this inning going for the Hokies. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss for strike 3 as Donlin will be sat down for the first out of the inning.
Still only the first out of the inning for the Hokies, so not all is lost.
And now stepping up to the plate for the Hokies, number 37, the left fielder, Jonah Siegers. Excuse me. Once again, the walk machine.
Yeah, but Siegers, leader in walks to first for the Hokies.
And now here comes the Florida State pitching coach once again, and he will go to the bullpen once again.
Yes.
As obviously they have elected to have short leashes for their relievers, as they are probably trying to save them for the rest of the series this weekend.
Yeah, Siegers still has yet to notch his first walk to first today. But the Hokies, batting-wise, the defense of the Hokies has just slowly degraded since the 5th inning. The Hokies have given up at least 1 run over the past 3, 1 run in both the 6th and 7th innings, and then 3 at the top of that 8th inning. So you're simultaneously thinking, okay, first we need to tie the game, but also feel like you almost need to make up some runs so you have a cushion going back on defense at the top of the 9th.
And now looks like the Seminoles will elect to go with number 18, the right-handed pitcher, Hunter Purdue. Purdue, a redshirt junior out of Chesapeake, Virginia, went to Grassfield High School, was rated the number 11th overall player in Virginia, and ranked 2nd among right-handed pitchers in his senior high school class.
It will be the 5th different pitcher the Seminoles have utilized today. Trying to put away the Hokies as the sun is almost fully dipped and that nighttime Blacksburg sky, a very crisp dark blue.
And looks like standing on deck is going to be number 23, Tanner Thomas, for the Hokies, and as they will pinch hit him for Siegers. As they will pinch hit Thomas for Siegers.
I'm not sure you necessarily want to. You're not hunting for home runs every batter up just yet, but Thomas definitely has shown more of that ability to hit the home run ball, whereas Siegers, you can still hit it hard enough, but still has yet to register a home run on the season.
Well, as of right now and where we're at in the game, you're not stepping up to the plate looking to go yard every time, because then you're never going to. You're going to be, so your mentality as a batter would probably be to step up into the plate, look for a backspin line drive somewhere in the outfield, maybe hit a gap or two, get a double or something, eliminate the double play. That's the biggest thing, is you don't want a runner on first, because then the double play opportunity is on, and then that could spell trouble for you later on in the inning. So it looks like Hunter Purdue has warmed up, and now stepping in for the Hokies is going to be number 23, the pinch hitter, Tanner Thomas. Thomas has had a couple of multi-hit games in the Miami series a couple weekends ago for the Hokies. And he will be looking to start a rally here. The native from Jacksonville, Florida.
Madden hit his first home run of the season earlier in the inning. pull the Hokies within one. Maybe Thomas can do the exact same thing. He still has yet to notch his first home run.
As Purdue will toe the mound, and now looks like home plate umpire Perry Costello is over talking with Coach Sheff and the third base coach, and now it is confirmed as Tanner Thomas will step to the plate. And if you're Florida State, you're just trying to get out of this inning, no runs given up, get it to the top of the ninth, and hopefully get yourself some insurance runs.
Yeah, well, no more runs, that is.
As Thomas will step into the left-handed batter's box.
So the Florida State pitcher from Virginia against the Florida batter from Virginia, against the Virginia Tech batter from Florida.
Funny how that works, as Thomas will take the first pitch for a strike. So 1 out, no runners on here for the Hokies. Florida State still leads 5-4, bottom of the 8, as here's the 0-1 count. Ball in the outside corner for ball 1. And that will move the count to 1-1. Thomas looking to come up big here for the Hokies. As Purdue will set, here's the pitch, and he will throw a nasty off speed. Nowhere near the strike zone, though, as Thomas will take it, and rightfully so, as it is now a 2-1 count. Thomas is going to make him pitch to him here, and here's the pitch from Purdue. It's a ball in the outside corner once again. 3-1 count now to Thomas. And honestly, if you're Florida State, not a bad move walking him here. Sets up the double play. However, it does bring up the power hitter in Cade Hunter, who is standing on the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-1. And strike 2. As Thomas will step out and readjust his batting gloves as he will step back into the plate. Purdue looking for the strikeout. The 3-2 count to Thomas. And Thomas will swing, line this one into center field, and it's going to be down. It will roll to the wall. Thomas will have at least a double, maybe a triple, and he will stop at second. And he has come up huge for the Hokies here as he stands triumphantly on second base in celebration.
And the Hokie faithful present are loving it right now. And talk about the wheels on Thomas. Lost the helmet there.
And that's exactly what you want to do if you're coming off the bench as a pinch hitter. There's no double play opportunity, or if there is, it's a tougher opportunity. You still have 1 out. You've got one of your better hitters at the plate. Let's see how this goes. And as for Florida State, you might want to think about possibly bringing in another pitcher to save Purdue for the rest of the weekend, as Cade Hunter will step in for the Hokies. And he will take the first strike on the inside corner.
Anything can happen here.
Hunter hitting left-handed, hitting .258 on the year.
Only one other hit on the day, though.
Here's the 0-1. And it will be taken for ball 1. 1-1 count now, as this English Field crowd is really starting to get into this game here. Thomas gets his lead off of second. 1-1 count, 1 out, bottom 8. Hokies down by 1, 5-4 to the Seminoles. And that will be called strike 2 on a beautiful curveball at 81 miles per hour from Hunter Purdue.
It don't get any better than that.
That was filthy. And 1-2 count now to Hunter. Hunter on Hunter. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, as Hunter Purdue will sit down Cade Hunter for the second out of the inning. And now looks like Coach Sheff is going to make another change here, as number 29, Carson Jones, is going to be pinch hitting for Fritz Genther.
And the freshman out of Glen Allen, Virginia. Attended Deep Run High School.
And very hard spot to come into if you're Jones. You know, the tying run on second base, you're a freshman. You don't play every day, and you're facing, you know, one of the better teams in the conference.
Jones has been at bat 4 times this season. Does have 3 hits.
As Jones will be hitting lefty.
And 2 RBIs as well.
If you're Jones, all you need is to hit a gap or get something over to the infield, and you at least advance Thomas to third. As Purdue will look in, get his sign. Here's the first pitch to Jones. Ball way outside and high, as that was an easy take for Jones. Jones hitting .750 on the year. The 1-0 count to Jones from Purdue. Here's the pitch. And Jones thought about it, and it will be called a strike anyway. Normally you don't see that when the catcher drops the ball. The ump still calls it a strike.
Make that a 1-1 now for Jones.
So 2 outs, runner on second for the Hokies. Carson Jones looking to deliver big. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. As Jones was looking to take the lead there on that swing. Or hit a bust down the right field line. Either or. The 1-2 count to Carson Jones. Hunter Purdue looking to get the Seminoles out of the inning, and he will step off the mound. Jones looking to come up tremendously for the Hokies here. Trying to get to the top of the lineup. And here's the pitch from Purdue. And Jones will sky this one up way in the sky. Over there is Martin, and it will be foul ball.
And Tanner Thomas breaking for third. Now circling back just across the center of the diamond. That was sky high for Jones.
And Carson Jones once again will step back in. 1-2 count to him. 2 outs. Hokies trying to tie the game here in the bottom of the 8th. Runner on second. Purdue will look in, get his sign. Here's the pitch. And it will be called a ball on the inside corner. Purdue probably thought he had him rung up and sat down. And Perry Costello disagrees, the home plate umpire. So 2-2 count now to Jones. Jones looking to bring in the tying run from second. Here's the pitch. And Jones gets a hold of this one. It is flied out to straightaway center field, and therefore the catch is going to be Reese Albert, once again robbing the Hokies of some excitement.
And Hunter fired up for the Seminoles. Very welcome back to the bench for him. And the Hokies cannot allow any more runs by the Noles at the top of the 9th.
So after the conclusion of the bottom of the 8th, Virginia Tech gets 1 run off of the Kevin Madden solo shot to bring the game within 1 run. So to the top of the 9th we go, as the Seminoles will be up to bat now, as Shane Connelly will trot back out, ready to continue his outing. And while Connelly warms up here for the Hokies, we will take a short break here. Stay tuned for the top of the 9th here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field here as we are about ready to get set with the top of the 9th inning. As stepping up for the Seminoles, number 27, second baseman Jackson Green. Here's the first pitch from Connelly, called strike 1.
And the Hokies cannot give up anything here. I'm sure John Sheff stressed that to them. No runs surrendered.
And the second pitch from Connelly will bounce in the dirt for ball 1. Green will step back in. Here's the pitch from Connelly, and he will be plunked right on the hip. That will not feel good. As the Seminoles will now have a runner on with the top of their lineup coming up. Connelly desperately needs a double play ball here now with the runner at first, as stepping in for the Seminoles, number 16, the first baseman, Tyler Martin.
Martin has yet to really break through today.
And Connelly will throw over to first base. Rumfield's there. And Green will slide back in safely. Martin 0 for 3 today, hitting .393 on the season. As you can hear some chants from the Virginia Tech crowd, here's the pitch. And taken for a ball in the outside corner. 1-0 count now to Martin. As Green will take a lead off of first, here's the pitch from Connelly. And Martin half swung, and they will say he went around for strike one. As they will reset, here's the 1-1 count, and Connelly will throw over to first base yet again. Green safe yet again, and TJ Rumfield there yet again. So Martin will step back into the left-handed batter's box. 1-1 count now. Here's the pitch from Connelly. Strike two, caught on the outside corner. As English Field is quickly becoming a hostile place to play for opponents of the Hokies, as they are loud and proud here.
Sitting on pins and needles right now.
The 1-2 count to Martin. Here's the payoff pitch from Connelly. And Martin will dribble this one out to shortstop. He will field it, throw it over to Schobel. And on the transfer, looks like
Schobel, looks like he had it, got on first base, and then dropped it right at the end. So some discussion here amongst the officials, and this could be huge as what went from an out to potentially a double play now could mean a man in scoring position and a man on first for the Noles.
Exactly.
And we will get a review here.
And now that's actually Dane Leonard out there at second base as he's snuck out onto the field of play. So Dane Leonard fielded it from the shortstop, Tanner Schobel. And Leonard on the transfer looked like as he was taking the ball out of his glove, dropped it after he was going to throw over to the first baseman Rumfield. And now the umpires will review it. So while they go to the booth review, we will take a short break here. Stay tuned for the results of the review here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to English Field as here come the umpires out from the booth review. And we will have a call very shortly. Runner is out at second base as they ruled it was on the transfer.
Big out for the Hokies now.
And Connelly will go to work once again, now with one out. Runner on first, still double play in order. As stepping in for the Seminoles is going to be number 63, the catcher, Matthew Nelson. As Connelly will stare down Nelson. Martin gets his lead off of first, and now Connelly steps off. Martin retreats. Connelly looking to slam the door here on the Seminoles and give the Hokies a chance in the bottom of the ninth. And Connelly will throw back over to first. Tyler Martin will slide back in safe. Still 0-0 count to Matthew Nelson, who is 2 for 4 on the day. As here's the pitch from Connelly. Ball gets away from Cade Hunter, but he knocks it down enough so that Tyler Martin cannot advance there at first. So 1-0 count now. 1 out. Runner on first for the Seminoles. Top of the ninth. Seminoles lead the Hokies 5-4. And Connelly will throw back over to first base once again. Connelly looking to get the Hokies to the bottom of the ninth here. Here's the pitch. Ball low for ball 2. As Martin gets his lead back off of first base. Connelly looks in, gets his sign from Hunter. Nelson readies himself in the box. Here's the 2-0 count. Ball 3. And that is one thing you don't want to do if you're Connelly, is pitch around him and put runners on second and first. With Robbie Martin coming up, who's hitting .237 on the season. Here's the 3-0. Ball 4.
Not what you want if you're the Hokies right now.
So Nelson is walked. So now runners on first and second for the Seminoles. 1 out here, top of the ninth. Seminoles cling to a 5-4 lead over the Hokies. And here comes Cade Hunter and the pitching coach out to talk with Connelly on the mound, as there seems to be some activity in the Hokies bullpen. No activity in the Seminoles bullpen as of right now.
Very crucial inning for the Hokies. Again, even if you give up a run here, like not all hope is lost. Crazier things have happened in sports, but you just rather it not get to that, as looks like Connelly's day is done.
As Connelly will finish off 1 1/3 innings pitched. Gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of those earned runs. Walked 1 batter, struck out 3. As now the Hokies will turn to number 27, Noah Johnson.
Johnson, if you remember, was didn't finish the game for the Hokies, but was instrumental in getting some consistent pitching going for the Hokies in their first game win over the VCU Rams, a final of 10-9. Hokies had gone through 5 different pitchers in 4 innings, and Johnson gave the Hokies some stability at that position and played a good 3-4 innings.
And Johnson will be looking to come in and shut down this Seminoles lineup, as he seems to be amped up on the mound. While Johnson warms up here, we will take a short break here on 3304 Sports. I'm Joey Robertson. Joined alongside me is Aiden Butler. And we will take a short break. We will be right back with the rest of the top of the ninth. Welcome back to English Field here in Blacksburg, Virginia. The sun has set, as it is now nighttime here, as the Hokies are trying to get to the bottom of the ninth here, as the Seminoles are clinging on to a 1-run lead. Seminoles have runners on first and second, 1 out. Noah Johnson, the new pitcher in, the lefty for the Hokies. Here's the first pitch. And this will be fouled off by Robbie Martin, the right fielder for the Seminoles, hitting left-handed. Johnson looking for a ground ball double play possibility to get the Hokies out of this inning. And now Johnson will step off, as there continues to be activity in the Hokies bullpen. No signs of life in the Seminoles bullpen, as here's the pitch from Johnson. And this will be popped up in foul territory. Could drop fair. Oh, and it does drop fair, and here comes Tyler Martin around to score. He will be safe at the plate, as Tanner Thomas, the left fielder, couldn't get to it. He slid. It looked like he slid too early, tried to reach out for the ball, and it tipped off the top of his glove.
No, it seemed almost like the issue there for Thomas was he was sliding right on that border between turf grass and just regular turf.
And hold on here. They might want to take a look at this. Maybe not. As now stepping in is the pinch home run hitter, Logan Lacey for the Seminoles. And strike one from Johnson. So the Seminoles now lead 6-4. Runner on second and first for the Seminoles. And Lacey called time, now steps back in. Johnson looking to get the Hokies to the bottom of the ninth here. And here's the pitch. And what a stop by Cade Hunter.
Did a little 360 on there.
Yeah, a little spin cycle as he reached with his outstretched glove and corralled that ball that was pretty far outside. So 1-1 count now to Lacey. Runners on first and second for the Noles. Here's the pitch from Johnson, and this one is going to be flied out to center field. Hurley on the run, still on the run. Had a little trouble with it and corralled it finally, and tagging up and flying into third base is going to be Matthew Nelson.
We've seen this before earlier in the game.
So now Johnson steps back onto the mound. Runners on first and third, 2 outs now. And stepping in for the Seminoles is going to be the center fielder, number 23, Reese Albert. And he will swing and miss for strike one. Albert's 1 for 4 today, has had a couple great plays out in center field, robbing Tanner Schobel of a home run back in the 5th inning. And here's the pitch from Johnson. Ball outside.
Just passing over 3 hours and 10 minutes of game time now.
Johnson looking for a big strikeout here. The 1-1 count. Swing and a miss for strike two as Albert swung through that one. Johnson 1 strike away from getting the Hokies to the bottom of the 9th here with a chance to possibly tie it or walk it off. Only down 2. The 1-2 count to Albert. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Noah Johnson gets the Hokies out of the inning.
Yeah, great effort by Johnson there. Great composure. Got the Hokies out of a nasty situation. And Hokies still down 6-4, but it's the world of sports. Anything can happen.
The Seminoles score 1 run in the top of the 9th. As now Shout is playing from the scoreboard here at English Field, trying to get these Hokies fans energized. And as for Florida State, they must be feeling pretty good about themselves coming into the bottom of the 9th with a 2-run lead. And Hunter Purdue on the mound, who is an absolutely nasty curveball. And as for the Hokies, they will have the very top of their lineup, as leading off will be Jack Hurley, then Gavin Cross, and TJ Rumfield. 3 guys that can do damage at the plate.
But haven't exactly had the best go of it today, outside of Cross, who probably the 3rd or 4th time I've said this today, kicked off the scoring for the Hokies with home run at the right around the very start of the 1st inning, the bottom of the 1st inning, that is. Jack Hurley and TJ Rumfield, of course, can do damage, but have still yet to do so today. Even Rumfield with 2 hits hasn't exactly made much of them. But Cross does also have an RBI to his name today.
While Purdue warms up to get ready for the bottom of the 9th, we will take a short break here on 3304 Sports. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 9th. We are back here in Blacksburg, Virginia, as now this English Field crowd has really come to life, as the Virginia Tech Hokies are looking to at least tie the game here, down 2 runs to the Florida State Seminoles, as the Seminoles lead 6-4. The Hokies have the top of their lineup coming up here at the dish, as number 31 center fielder Jack Hurley will step in against Hunter Purdue. Here's the first pitch from Purdue, and Hurley will swing, fouls this one off, and it gets him right in the foot, and Hurley is down. And he is now up, and he's limping.
Trying to walk it off.
And I've been there before, and that does not feel very good at all. Probably got him right on the ankle. And Hurley's going to stay in the game here. He seems to be okay, as the first base coach wanders down the line, trying to make sure Hurley's okay. And now here comes, looks like they're stretching out Hurley.
Do or die now for the Hokies.
And here comes the head athletic trainer for the Hokies. He seems to be okay. I mean, he's bouncing up and down on 2 of his feet right now, just kind of testing it out a bit, as Hunter Purdue is now throwing warm-up pitches. And looks like Hurley's going to be okay to stay in this game.
Welcome sign for the Hokies, but can he pay it off, though? Still has yet to notch a hit today. Does have wind walk to first, but has also struck out once as well.
As Hurley will step back into the plate. 0-1 count to Hurley. Hunter Purdue looking to close this game out for the Seminoles. There is activity in the Florida State bullpen. Here's the pitch. Ball 1 outside. Hurley hitting .231 on the season. No hits today, as he is 0 for 3. But that could all change real quick if he delivers big here for the Hokies. As here's the 1-1 count. Hurley swings and fouls this one off into the net for strike 2. As Hurley steps back in, the 1-2 count. Purdue looking for the payoff pitch. Here's the pitch. And Hurley will line this one through the infield. Gets into the right fielder for a base hit for Jack Hurley. As that is Robbie Martin out there getting the ball in for the Seminoles. But what a big start to the inning for the Hokies, as now the tying run has stepped up to the plate in the form of Gavin Cross.
You know, not the home run yet, but not a bad time for Jack Hurley to get his first home run of the day. And Gavin Cross, 1 home run to his name, 1 RBI.
Outfielders for the Seminoles are playing no doubles, very close to the wall. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Actually, no, swing and a foul tip from Gavin Cross to make it 0-1.
Gavin Cross hit the home run in the first inning. Be very poetic, hit another one here at the bottom of the 9th.
As Cross will step back into the box. Hurley gets his lead off of first. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2, as Cross couldn't make contact with that one. Cross 2 for 4 on the day. Looking to make it a big 3 for 5 for the Hokies. As Purdue at 23 pitches now, 16 of them have been strikes. Looks in, gets his sign. Here's the pitch. And ball taken high by Cross. 1-2 count now. Cross hitting .362 now for the Hokies.
Depends on which way the scales tip. This crowd here could either erupt or be silenced.
Here's the pitch from Purdue. Swing and a miss for strike 3, as Gavin Cross is sat down for the first out.
And make that the latter.
Well, Hunter Purdue still isn't out of the woods yet, as you've got one of the big power hitters for Virginia Tech in the form of TJ Rumfield stepping in to the box now.
And, of course, barring a double play or any, of course, barring the double play or the strike. Well, basically anything that gets Rumfield and Hurley out at once. You've got Schobel on deck as well.
Here's the first pitch to Rumfield. Ball taken outside. So bottom of the ninth. Florida State leads the Hokies 6-4. Hokies have a runner on first in the form of Jack Hurley. 1 out in the inning. TJ Rumfield up to bat. Here's the pitch taken for ball 2. Rumfield 2 for 4 on the day.
Rumfield does not have a walk to first on the day, but does have 6 on the season.
Rumfield, the Texas Tech transfer, looking to come up big here for the Hokies. As Purdue will come set. Here's the pitch. Rumfield will ground this one through the infield and right out to the right fielder, Robbie Martin, once again. Same spot as Jack Hurley's infield single early on in the inning. And now the big-time bat of Tanner Schobel, who has 17 RBIs.
Leads this Hokie team. We've been saying it all day.
1 for 3 today already, hitting .333. The freshman, true freshman, as now Coach Sheff looks to be either talking with Schobel or making a substitution. I believe they are probably going to bring in a pinch runner for Rumfield.
It will be just that. Looks to be
number 5, Gary Giebel, will pinch run for TJ Rumfield.
The catcher, the freshman out of Ooltewah, Tennessee.
And now stepping up in a big spot for the Hokies here in the bottom of the ninth is number 8, Tanner Schobel, the shortstop for the Hokies. And now time is called. And now here comes the Florida State pitching coach out to probably make another mound. Yep, he is going to his bullpen.
Believe this would be the sixth different pitcher the Seminoles have utilized today. It all depends on who it's going to be. Hokies again working with 1 out here.
1 out. You're not necessarily looking for the home run ball. You just want a nice double into the outfield, score 2, tie the game at least, and then possibly extend this game as Hunter Purdue will walk off the mound. And the Seminoles have elected to go with number 36, the right-handed pitcher, Davis Hare. Hare on the season has pitched 4 1/3, given up 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts.
Redshirt junior from Guyton, Georgia, transfer out of Wallace Community College.
While Hare warms up for the Seminoles, we will take a very short break here. Stay tuned as we might have some fireworks here in Blacksburg. Welcome back to Blacksburg, Virginia, as the Florida State Seminoles have now made a pitching change here in the bottom of the ninth. Hokies have runners on first and second, 1 out, as they are looking to possibly tie or walk off the Seminoles here in the ninth. And stepping up in the big spot once again is number 8, Tanner Schobel.
And the bench is alive for the Hokies, aiding in the firing up of this Virginia Tech crowd.
And as is the crowd here, they have been a force all night long. So Hare will look in, get his sign. Schobel steps in, gets ready. Here's the first pitch from Hare. Ball outside. 93 on that fastball from Hare. Schobel looking to come up huge for the Hokies here. As here's the second pitch from Hare, and this one is going to be fouled off into the Hokies pulpit dugout.
Schobel does have 1 walk to first today. But, of course, you don't need it here. You don't need it here, but what everyone's likely hoping for is for the RBI leader to add to that already impressive stat line.
1-1 count now to Schobel. 1 out. Runners on first and second. Here's the pitch, and the ball gets by the catcher, and both Hokies runners will advance. And that eliminates the double play. That is a huge play in this game, ladies and gentlemen.
And the Hokies, they can feel it. But again, they are still on the lower end of the scoreboard here.
A base hit to the fence will tie this game.
Of course, the home run could ice it.
As it got by Nelson behind the plate. The 2-1 count to Schobel. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2 as Schobel couldn't make contact. You know, even if Hare does retire Schobel, you still have the big bat of Kevin Madden on deck, who is feeling himself after hitting a solo shot his last at bat. Here's the pitch from Hare. Ball low and in the dirt.
So what do you do here if you're Tanner Schobel? You take the walk, or you try to get a man home?
You're trying to get a base hit. But you also don't want to swing at a bad pitch for strike 3. The 3-2 count to Schobel. Full count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and he will be tagged. Oh, he's not tagged out yet, and now he is. Retired at first. As 2 outs now. Hokies are down to their last batter here in the bottom of the 9th. And it's going to be number 26, Kevin Madden, stepping up for the Hokies. His last at bat put one pretty deep over the left field fence, and he's looking to do the exact same thing here as Schobel's trying to give him some advice as he's stepping back to the dugout.
Of course, Kevin Madden, first home run of the season, would not hurt any of the Hokies in the least, but it definitely would hurt the Seminoles if he were to get a second one here.
You know, Madden hitting a sneaky 340 on the season as he will step in for what could be the biggest at-bat of this game here. Hare looks over. Here's the first pitch. Madden will swing and foul this one off to the left. A base hit could tie the game here as Hurley and Garrett Giebel stand on base for the Hokies. And Madden readies himself. Here's the pitch. And Madden will swing, get a hold of this one, but it is going to be too shallow. And that will end the game here on the catch from Nico Baldor. The Florida State Seminoles take this one 6-4 over the Hokies. But for the Hokies, it was a valiant, hard-fought effort, hard-fought game for both teams.
Valiant effort for the Hokies, but what about these Florida State Seminoles? Were shut out through the first 5 innings, and then put at least one run on the board for the rest of the game. But like, all hope is not lost for the Hokies, as they will look to take their 3rd straight series win over an ACC opponent. Still 2 more opportunities to do that, both tomorrow afternoon and Sunday afternoon.
That's right. Game 2 of this series will get underway. First pitch at 3 o'clock tomorrow. 3304 Sports will have coverage of that and of Sunday's game as well at 1 o'clock here from English Field. Once again, your final score, the Florida State Seminoles 6, the Virginia Tech Hokies 4. Everyone drive home safe, have a good night, and so long until next time. Once for the last time, Joey Robertson alongside Aiden Butler signing off from Blacksburg. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.